Oh, oh, oh. Well, hello everyone. How's it hanging? Welcome to the stream. It is I, your host, the coolest of cats, the fruitiest of bats, the VTuber extraordinaire with the soul glow hair, your nocturnal bae who will brighten your day, aka K Ton Bay. Bars. Hey everyone, how's it hanging? Hey Emmy, hey Jozan, hey Piro, hey everybody else. How are we doing today? Uh, we have we have an MVP from our tournament yesterday. Jozan, and made it. What? How far did you make? You made to losers semis or losers quarterfinals. Very impressive. And hey, Emmy, good to see you back around after so long. After ignoring me like a little tsundere. I was starting to think you hated me. You both did good work. I know. That's such a fun tournament yesterday, wasn't it? Me hate you. I mean, I guess it's in the name, isn't it? Never, never. Well, maybe sometimes, it's a hot and cold. I wanted to fight you. You know, you can fight me anytime. Just come on stream and lay down the challenge. That's not even thinkable? You love me? Well, you know what? You know what? I'll take that. I'll take your word. I'll take your word. I'll take your word. It's a special kind of love. It's it's a love that has some bite to it, we'll say. Bet right now, rest and edit while I have you on screen. But yeah, no. Unfortunately, right now is out of the question because um we do have a collab today with a very special guest. One, Queer KC. That's right. Our girl Casey is in the house. Well, uh, not well right now. She is in the bathroom, frying up some chicken. But when she gets back, we will be settling in, getting nice and cozy, and regaling some amazing D&D tabletop horror stories. That's right. We will be regaling you all with some of the most depraved, most depressing, most deprived, cringiest, craziest chronicles from across RPGs. Oh shit, we're getting rated,
Oh God,
everybody. Shut the fuck up and act like you got some
God.
class. Yuzuki VT with the raid. Thank you very much. Welcome in, raiders. Welcome to the stream. It is I, your host, the coolest of cats, the fruitiest of bats, the VTuber extraordinaire with the soul glow hair, your nocturnal bae who will brighten your day, aka K Tonbay. Welcome to the stream. I am K Tonbay, a fruity bat boy variety streamer who plays everything from fighting games to action games to RPGs. And today we are doing a special collab where we are going to be reading off RPG horror stories, recounting all of the horrific experiences people have had playing tabletop RPGs. It's Spirit? Oh, Spirit Wolf. Awesome. I see you've gone under a name change. You've done some rebranding. I'm gonna have to get used to that, so do forgive me. I'm already bad with names. But let me give you a shout out.
I'm back. I didn't want
You're
to disturb your raid.
you're back, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Damn girl, that was a legendary piss.
Ashley was in the bathroom. I had
Huh?
to wait for the girly friend.
Uh
Ashley was in the bathroom, yeah.
gotcha. Makes sense, makes sense. But alright. We got your shout out for Yuzuki. We got everybody has been introduced and greeted. Let me slide on down and introduce our guest, our co-host tonight, one queer KC. Say hello to everybody, KC.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Casey. The name is Kamani. I am a changeling succubus from hell who's come up to the mortal plane because being a mortal gets boring, and I needed something more to do with my life. So here we are, and I'm collecting souls, my thralls, to come and serve me.
There you go. She's collecting souls, and we're not just talking feet. Well, if you would like to, Casey, if you don't have anything on the itinerary, would you like to jump right in and get to these stories?
Absolutely.
Well, let me pull this up then.
I
Um,
did send you a collab invite, so we could do share chat if you'd like.
oh yeah. Um, could you, okay, because the way I have it set up is very weird. Would you be able to um send me the link instead? Because
Yeah,
I have to open up Firefox specifically and then copy and paste it into my browser because it's the only browser I have that works for it for some weird reason. Like my actual browser doesn't want to cooperate.
gotcha. I can do that.
And now that I'm thinking about it, why don't I add oh, get
Here
the
it is.
get get this way out of here. There we go. I realize that this is probably going to be very dead silent on my side. So let's get like a little bit of music going. There we go. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. Let's get the chats merged. Let's let you play. Well, only if you guys are on your best behavior, you degenerates. Don't scare off Kamani's chatters. Be on your best behavior. Alright, guys. Guys and girls and non-binary barbarians. Biduvma, I'll play God Don't Test Me. The Fugi is
Alright.
so cute. Yeah, they love your chibi.
Thank you.
It is. It's so and it's like pixelated too. It's like a little sprite.
It's from the emote lab.
Ah, I see. You're constantly looking for a fight, ain't you? Yeah, and let's not talk about that, alright? We're back in polite company. We might have been getting into a little scrap while you were away.
Uh-uh.
I had to, well, we're not talking about that anymore. We're not talking about that, guys. Alright, let me, there we go. Can you, see my screen properly?
I can. I'm trying to see if I can capture it for stream, and it's just simply... I don't know if I can.
It's not? Oh, not letting, window capture work?
No, it has Discord as an option, but it's just not showing on my screen. I guess I can do
Can you pull up my
display screen.
Yeah, that or maybe pulling up my stream on browser and trying that way? Or that'd probably be too much delay.
Mayhaps. I do display capture.
I want you guys to know just how much I care about you and your viewer experience. I went so far as for just this collab to switch my Reddit over to dark mode. Because I know you guys would have thrown a fit if I had done this in day mode as normal.
What? Why does Discord not show on my screen? Is it because it's in streamer mode? Let me see.
Potentially.
That's it.
Try disabling it. What kind of insane person uses light mode? I do. I use exclusively light mode and everything. Because that's what a computer is supposed to look like.
Absolutely not.
No. Look, okay, watch any movie, watch any TV show, go to your computer lab at school when they taught you how to use a computer. What does it look like? What does the internet look like? It looks like light mode. That's what it looks like, so that's what you use. It's that simple, okay? It's
because streamer mode was on.
Oh, okay, so we're good. Boomer take.
Should be. Let's fix it.
Look, I am in fact a millennial, and as the only generation who actually knows how to use a computer, shut up. I am in fact the authority on this. You want to know the truth, boss? The original stuff was black and green. No, that was just the Matrix. That's propaganda. Them are fighting words.
Okay, we're all set up now.
We're all set up? We're all set up?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Beautiful.
Now, very early in my when I started VTubing, I did a stream like this, and we started with a stiff, just a stiff jab of a story. It was a story titled "Why Are You Black?" or "Why is your character black?" You know, so we like to start with a heavy, with something nice and nice firm, right? Come right out the gate. So I wanted to do something that kind of works, you know, for both of us for this one as well. So for this first story, I don't have a problem with queer people, but
it's always the but. It's always the but. That's how they get you.
Bigotry warning. So let's go into it. And would you like to trade off on us reading these stories, or would you like
Sure.
Okay, so I'll start it off. DM, I'm bisexual, but I don't make it my personality, you know. It's like the difference between Veilguard and Baldur's Gate 3. In Veilguard, it's really in your face. It makes it feel bad, you know. I never felt so bad as when I played that game. But in Baldur's Gate 3, they don't push it on you. It's there, but you can ignore it. Me, okay. DM, It's okay as long as you don't make it your whole personality. We have a girl in our group. She says she's a lesbian, and the other player, she says she's non-binary. uses they. She says she's non-binary. Uses they them. Just don't make it the only thing about your character. Me, K. DM. I just want to make it clear. I'm fine with queer people. I'm bisexual. I'm not out. No one knows. It's just the gaming group. I think it's fine, but I just don't think it should be shoved in our faces. Me. Okay? DM. You know, I really want to make it clear so you don't have the wrong idea. I'm fine with queer people as long as they don't involve kids. Kids shouldn't be exposed to that. Kids are so pure. The thought of them being shown that just makes me sick. They shouldn't have to know about that until they're old enough to make their own choices. Me giving up on trying to keep this session 0 on character creation. It's pretty clear this isn't going to work. Bye.
Jesus Christ.
I had a pride flag in my icon, and he would just not shut up. Wow.
So they weren't even making the character queer. They just had a pride flag in their bio.
Basically, and
or
like
your
he
icon
just
on like roll 20 or some shit.
Yeah, and he just felt the need to preemptively go in as hard as possible and just wrap it up. It's like, hey, I'm bisexual.
Not really helping the bi erasure, buddy. You gotta stop it.
No.
You gotta stop it.
The bi erasure. The bi erasure.
You're not helping.
The bi erasure is coming from inside the house.
Literally.
Oh no. Oh no. Fake gay straight alliance member detected.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hand me the shovel, I'm going in every damn time. I know. Oh. Alright. So, obvious. But here's the thing, Casey. As long as you don't make it your whole personality, would you have joined this game? You could have joined. As you just
unfortunately, like really important things to know about me. My personality is the fact that I am both queer and black. Like,
oh
my
no!
entire identity.
Damn it! You would have had to re-roll that character.
I would have had to re-roll them. I don't even make every character queer. I don't think I do.
I feel like I make most of my characters now pretty queer, or at least they're mostly like femboys at the bare minimum nowadays.
All of them are queer-coded, like had campaigns where they end up with like a male character, but they use they them pronouns, so it's like queer adjacent, or like trans adjacent.
You got that bisexual curse where you just end up in a straight relationship anyways.
No, that's just I like when I try to spice it up, but like a lot of times it is just like a straight up like lesbian bard. Like, let's be very clear here. It's a lesbian bard tiefling. Like, I am my stereotype.
There we go. Also, hi Lanny, how's it hanging? Excuse me, Grand Champion. That's right. You should all from now on be addressing me as champion after my big tournament win yesterday.
You won?
Yeah,
nice.
I won the 2XKO tournament. I kind of mollywopped everybody, I'm not gonna lie.
Damn.
No, there were some close matches. I shouldn't talk like that. I might not get invited to the next one if I'm too cocky.
Would you win? Or was it just like a...
No, it was just for fun.
It's fighting games, yeah. Fighting games don't win shit. You get a nickel and a peanut butter sandwich.
Well, it was it was a very small like VTuber run tournament, right? So we didn't have a budget behind it or anything. But anyways,
I love it.
On to our next story. Cheating DM fed a lich to a low-level party. The whole table quit. And if you need me to zoom in and make the text bigger, I can.
I've done it on Discord, but thank
Oh,
you.
okay.
You're all good. Okay. I sent this story a while back to a TTRPG YouTuber who enjoyed it. Hopefully y'all do too. A couple of years back, my main circle of friends for more than a decade, 7 including me, were about 12 levels deep in a campaign that had been on the rocks for a while. This was our second campaign together. First was with a different master, the fighter in the story, and was run on a different weeknight immaculately. Intriguing conflict, intense planning, creative combat. We were really into it, and the jealousy from the DM was palpable. There had been issues in the past several levels surrounding the DM's ego and willingness to bend the rules to serve only himself. But as a group of genuine best friends, we were willing to let most of it slide. Until this session. Long story short, DM had been gearing up for this fight, gearing us up to fight a BBEG from Fighter's backstory, a thug lord that had taken his daughters captive in response to mercenary work done in Fighter's past. BBEG had already tortured Fighter for several hours, and killing Fighter's brother was just a couple sessions prior. We had scrounged up what we had thought was a suitable bargaining piece to avoid combat, but DM seemed pretty ready to rumble, so we got started. For context, BBEG was in the center of a courtyard surrounded by a wall topped with arches. Here are a few of the worst offensive. I got Ampy! Thank you for the raid! Hello, hello!
Ooh.
How was stream?
Welcome in, Raiders.
Hi, Villa!
Hey, welcome.
We are doing some D&D horror stories. We're on our second story now. What are we up to? Oh, you were playing Hanukkah Star, weren't you?
Little tipsy.
Little tips and get a drink. Ooh, love that. I have a drink too.
Drinking and driving.
Been sipping on. Drinking and driving. You play... Oh my god, Dreamlight Valley.
Girl, you're drinking right now?
Mm-hmm. I worked today. I had a nice little drink.
You know what? If that's what we're doing,
I'm gonna note this. It was the leftover. My girlfriend had. She had like a beatbox and mix it with a Hawaiian fruit punch.
All right,
and that's what I'm drinking the rest of.
This stream now officially has a hard time limit. before I'm about to be real useless. Cause green tea going in.
Green tea going in. Hanukkah Rail Star or Star Rail being a stop by maintenance. Oh boo! I hope you had fun on Truck Sim.
That was, of course, a fun reenactment. I took a bite of a fruit chew.
Ooh.
Of a fruit snack, a fruit roll-up, a fruit by the foot.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Number 1.
So, yes, instead of letting Fighter Hope combat with his own BBEG and help save his own children, DM began combat by cutting Fighter's throat and killing him instantly. What? He had to set up this full session-length encounter and watch from the sidelines. Initiative was rolled, BBEG first, a surprise to literally no one. He revealed to be a reskinned lich with all the same properties and more HP. Auto-stun the rogue, me. Admittedly, I had high damage output, so it's at least understandable. Rogue then takes several arrows, gets Finger of Death, and is down and out in 1 round. I guess DM wanted the fight to be particularly intense, and decided to kill both Fighter and Rogue instead of playing more complex combat.
Ooh.
Monk's turn. She tries to scale the wall and start plucking on some archers. Totally normal monk activities at level 12, right? Think again. DM has Monk roll it, Despite the ability being written into her class, she rolls really high and DM still says no. So she does a pinch of unsatisfying damage and turn ends. Jesus Christ.
Well,
Ranger
hey,
casts an
hey,
AoE
wait.
damage spell.
It's like, hey, wait, it's only halfway through. We can still salvage this. It's
They
still
have
good.
alcoholic monster? I don't like monster, but I'd try that.
That's some Four Loko shit. How is that not banned?
I mean, when I go to the bar, I'll get a vodka Red Bull.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I
So,
get. That's weird, right? Because Four Loko got like banned, like illegalized, but like Jaeger bombs
could have
and
been
stuff
like
were always fine.
it could have been the output concentration of like the energy drink to alcohol.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't know Four Loko was banned, but maybe
For a little while.
chat just said it's not.
Well, at least when it first came out, it was. That was like a big news thing where it's like, yo, this new energy drink alcohol mix released and it's getting banned because people are getting super fucked up.
Gotcha.
Maybe they changed the formula to get it like unbanned or something.
Mayhaps. I hadn't heard of it. Tried a Four Loko the other day as well. I've never had a Four Loko.
Had one the other day. It's not as bad as it was. There you go. There it is.
Okay, yeah, they probably redid the contents.
Yeah.
It killed some college kids. Dude, college kids have no understanding of how to drink.
Yeah,
college kids who have never drank before, they just simply do not have any understanding of how to drink anything.
I have to say, a Bud Light could kill some college kids if they're determined enough.
Yeah. I drank underage before college, so I understood my alcohol better. It was gone, so there's nothing more than one. Yeah. Understandable. Okay. So,
Ranger.
Fighter dead immediately. It's his fight. Rogue stunned immediately. Out of fight, killed. Monk doesn't get to do anything because the DM's an asshole. Awesome.
But what can the Ranger do?
Ranger casts an AoE damage spell. DM insists out of range to hit foes. It isn't, but oh well, another unsatisfying turn. Thank you for hat-pats. Cleric, another past DM, casts Sanctuary on herself. BBEG tries to counterspell it, but is out of range. We had to argue and measure several times over it. DM gives in, but is pissed. He's up next. BBEG makes a multi-attack on Barbarian, and DM tries to include a pretty brutal spell. Fighter notices and messages DM covertly to remind him that no multi-attacks do not include spells. DM reads the message quietly, then proclaims out loud as a response, I don't care what the rule says. BBG casts a spell anyway. Yes, some bandits can in fact cast spells with a multi-attack, but not typically like this. By the end of a long and exhausting evening, we are all angry, 2 of us were dead, folks were crying, and we're nowhere near the end of combat. DM claimed we finished combat next session and called it a night. Not only was there no session the following week, but after several arguments with no budging from the DM, he pulled out of the front group entirely and cut almost all ties. Edit, we sat him down and told him we were quitting the game, then he quit the friend group.
Oof.
But the story has a happy ending. Cut to a couple years later, and now we're a few levels into our 3rd campaign together, run by the cleric, by cleric, and couldn't be happier. Lots of complex dungeon design, strict respect to the rules, and a thrilling challenge combat out the wazoo. We even picked up Cleric's brother as another player and become stronger with every passing week.
Aww. Well, there you go. Sometimes you just gotta cut out the problems. I don't care what the rules say.
Sometimes it is one of those things. It's like, it's okay to say I don't care what the rules say, but is it for storytelling effect? Because absolutely, I as a DM will do things for storytelling reasons, to add suspense, to add a great storyline, to invoke emotion. Sometimes bending the rules is okay, but bending the rules because you're on a power trip, because you don't think your campaign is as good as the previous person's, and you're destroying the storyline that they built for that reason, is fucked up, and you're a bad person.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes it can be hard to tell in the moment when it's like what the DM's intent is, right? Where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, are they making this fight a little unfair because they have like a higher plan behind it? Like, did he kill off the fighter right away? Because like maybe there's a higher purpose behind it. Maybe there was gonna be like, oh, I want to kill you guys because there's gonna be like a dramatic like moment, like, oh, my lich is going to raise you guys, and then there's gonna be like some dramatic plot behind it,
Right. Absolutely.
or is it just because he's being an asshole? It can be hard to tell sometimes. And it's a hard balance to strike because sometimes, when you're a DM, and I've done this before, like, you want to make your really cool NPCs and your really cool bosses, and you have this thing in your mind where you're thinking of like, oh, they're gonna come in and they're gonna do this cool thing in the fight, and it's
Some of them
gonna
are gonna
like,
kick my ass. Like,
yeah. But then you see your players responding to it like negatively, and you kind of have to make a choice, like, okay, do I swerve away from my plan or do I stick to it when they're not having fun?
yeah,
You
it's also
know.
one of the things of like my whole thing when creating boss fights and things like that. It I want them to think more than anything.
Mm.
And D&D combat allows so much for you to think and for you to use the tools in front of you in very interesting and fun ways.
Mm-hmm.
I've been both in the player position and mostly in a DM position since learning about D&D. And the biggest thing is like, what complex kind of situation can I put them in to make sure they use all of the kit available to them? And in this fight, clearly these are established D&D players and they're doing that. And someone is just saying, no, the stuff that you've learned to do and how to idolize those tools, you can't do that because I don't want you to, because I have a different vision. And that's
Exactly.
fucked up.
Yeah. Do you have, like, off the top of your head, an example of a fight you've put together that was like seemingly unfair because you wanted it to be tackled in a unconventional way?
Yeah. My players fought a lich in a one shot before. And since it was a one shot, they were already pretty high level, so it was supposed to be more of a difficult boss. Granted, I gave them a lot of tools to tackle it.
Mm.
They had NPCs by their side, including like a very thought out paladin on my part.
Mm.
Um, like a great ally. They had great tools, and my players just like, kind of had to think about it. It's like they clearly can't just attack this lich. The lich clearly has legendary actions, and while frustrating, I still think, and they told me that they had fun with it and that they enjoyed themselves. But liches are supposed to be hard. There's nothing. It's a lich. It's supposed to be a difficult fight.
Yeah.
It's making it interesting, especially in D&D, because combat can get very stale sometimes.
Exactly.
But yeah.
I think I had one that was an early learning experience. It was a game where it was kind of like uh Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword inspired, with all the floating islands and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they were training to be knights, where they were riding on like mounts, like birds, like flying birds, or like Pegasus or whatever. Like, everybody had a flying mount, and they had to chase this giant rock, giant flying bird thing. It's like, okay, mount this big bird, and each one of you has to collect one of its head feathers as
Mm-hmm.
like a token of you completing your trial to like graduate from your academy.
Mm-hmm.
And so they all had to, like, Shadow the Colossus style, fly up to it, jump on top, and then climb up its body with like a series of checks or whatever. And it created this thing where some of them would hang back and use spells to like assist. Like, the ones who had high strength would like do the actual checks and like do like the plucking, and then would get like
Mm-hmm.
tossed off every time. But we discovered that it was a very slow process of like jump on, pluck a feather, get kicked off, and
Yeah,
then
and
like
repeat.
exactly, and then the casters felt like they didn't really have much to do after they like put their buffs on. So like, hey, this was a really cool novel idea, and we like that you like gave us something that wasn't just like fighting something. But like this took like 15 turns to do. And I'm like, okay, like cool gimmick fights, cool, but gotta design them in a way that's not a slog.
Yeah.
Right.
I think one of my favorite examples of like as a player
Mm.
is we were doing a campaign and we had to like go collect these different things. And we doing the first one, we had to interact with like these like shadow forged kind of objects where they were like in between worlds. As well as like removing the item from where it's set without disturbing it and like causing something more like chaotic to happen. And it was Karma actually. Me and Karma were like, okay, it was thaumaturgy or prestidigitation or minor illusion, something that like I can create something with my magic and put it in place here.
Mm.
And it was one of those moments like I'm a player and I'm using all the tools in my kit of like how can I trick the situation to avoid whatever boss fight's gonna occur and also reap the benefits of it.
That's pretty good. That's pretty sick.
Mhm.
I, I feel like I had one as a player. It wasn't just a fight, it was an entire character. I unfortunately discovered a really cheesy build that just solved a lot of encounters. I played a winged tiefling. It was one of the builds I actually sent to you.
Mhm.
And he was a warlock who had the invocation that lets you pull things 10 feet towards you when you hit with an Eldritch Blast.
The repelling blast or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck it's called.
the opposite of that one.
Or yeah.
The grasping one. So I discovered, hey, if you just fly directly over someone's head and then pull them 10 feet up, it triggers the hey, if you fall, yeah, fall damage, unavoidable fall damage, no save, no nothing. You just drop prone, take 1d6 damage, and now all the melee fighters get to run in and get advantage. And that unfortunately trivialized. And because I was flying, a lot of the like monsters and like non-ranged creatures couldn't do anything to me. I don't think I got hit in combat once that whole campaign.
Fire.
It was very fire. It was very unfortunate. And it was really bad because he was a first time DM, so he genuinely just couldn't figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah, that's when I fucking make either a bigger enemy or someone else that flies to get your ass.
Yeah, exactly. And I did start to feel bad about it. I'm like, oh, I stumbled onto something real bad here.
Gold mine, baby. Gold mine.
I do wonder if y'all have ever experienced a TPK, because I've been lucky to avoid that situation. I don't think I've ever gotten one. Except in like Call of Cthulhu, but that's kind of the point of Call of Cthulhu.
I've never been a part of a TPK, nor have I caused one. I've gotten close. That lich fight was rough for the party, but they pulled through. I didn't kill them.
Hey,
I mean, like I said, they had NPCs on their side, so I gave them some grace. And I was like, well, the paladin's gonna heal you, but just know this bitch wasn't here. My paladin's helping you right now, but I do want to kill you.
I know, right?
That's the fun thing about doing NPCs. It's like you're like fighting yourself internally. It's like when you give your party NPCs that are supposed to help you, like, fuck, my NPCs are gonna help them, but I kind of want to kill them.
I know, it's like, oh no, I'm just fighting myself. It's like, oh, stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. All right, on to our next story then. I can't think of a worse DM. Not even the DM of OMJ was this bad? Alright. I'm playing a female character. The DM had an NPC hit on me. I made it clear that my character was not interested on multiple occasions. I missed a session and was told my character slept with that NPC and will
That's
have
not
to
how that works.
and will have to make a check to see if she is pregnant. Ooh, I'm furious. I asked if he was serious and he said yes. I told him that it was wrong to do that to someone's character. He said something about alcohol being involved and left. I'm planning to quit the campaign. What would you do? Yeah,
Leave.
that's yeah, leave. Yeah. Well, probably punch him and then leave. Well, no, maybe physical violence isn't, maybe a little bit of an overreaction,
it's
but...
so funny that we got this. One of my favorite bits that me and my friends do when I first started getting into it, I don't talk to a lot of these people anymore, unfortunately, was like, the question of, like, what, is there, like, a sex D&D? And one of the first, I don't know why, one of the first things someone said was, roll for lactation. And I was like, what it sits in my head. That specific line sits in my head.
Oh no! Hey,
so rolling to see if you're pregnant just really like brought back that memory.
Oh god. Well, here's the thing. Depending on your stance, that is that a nat 1 or a nat 20? To
for
determine
pregnancy?
if you're yeah. That
you want lie or low or high?
that says something about you, isn't it? That's a personality test. Do you consider that a nat 1 or a nat 20 to get pregnant?
I think you want low.
Oh god. You know, I have said roll
for abortion.
Oh no. That's a meet or surpass. That's a that's a Constitution save.
If you get caught, you have to roll for size. That was another joke. It was roll for dick size, and it was like, okay, do we use a D20 or a D12?
That's based on. Is that based on player race or character race?
Yeah, character race plays a role. If you're Goliath, your die is higher.
There you go.
If you're a dwarf, it's a lower D6.
There you go. If you're a goblin, it's somehow higher.
It's somehow higher. It's a D10.
But no, I think I've said this surprisingly recently on stream, where it's like, you know, stuff like lewd RP and stuff like that. Like, there's nothing inherently wrong about it. It's just you just gotta agree, you know.
It has to be the right table. Yeah.
Exactly.
I also think characters getting into relationships is a fun prospect. Like, interact with your characters how you want. It's one of my favorite things that happens in, like, Critical Role. They have characters that get into relationships, and I think that that's fun. And also, I think it shows, like, the bond the group has built, because obviously all of these people are friends. But I think the fear sometimes with doing this is, like, if this person's trying to get in a relationship with my character, do they actually like me? The rule of theater.
Exactly.
Have fun with it. But it's one of those things that session 0, it's like, do you care if your characters fight with each other? Do you care if they get romantically involved or something like that happens? Like, that is important boundaries to set. And this person clearly stated a boundary of, I am not interested in this character, please stop. And then you took advantage of them not being there and then said they slept together. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
it's a crazy thing to do.
By the way, while you were away, your character just got raw dogged, crazy style.
Raw dog too. No protection. You might be pregnant. Like, what?
Roll them bones.
Like, it's crazy.
Oh no. Well, let's see something that might be even crazier.
Oh god.
You used to have a husband.
Used to?
Used to.
Okay. Let's see. My wife and I are getting a divorce. I don't want a divorce. I desperately want to try and work things out, but it's not just up to me. I'm in a bad place right now. She can tell, so she encouraged me to continue going to D&D because she knows how much it means to me. I was reassured that we're all friends and no one is taking sides. 3 days after she broke the news to me, her best friend shelved her old character that she had been playing for years to introduce a new one. The character introduced himself, her first time playing a male character, to the campaign by taunting my former wife's character with words. You used to have a husband. For context, my former wife's character had a fiance who died in combat shortly before the campaign began. I blinked, I turned to my former wife. In character, I asked were hers, when she had a husband. Fiance, husband, same thing, her friend said.
Ooh.
I started to explain that they're related, but not the same thing. She said she just misspoke. I couldn't hold it back anymore. I left the room to cry in the hallway. I tried to be as quiet as I could, but I let some sobs escape. They continued to play without me until they needed me to roll for initiative. After the game, I told my former wife that I don't think I'll be attending the next session. She says that's ridiculous. So she talked to her friend after the game. She says her friend and the DM have been planning that character for months. The timing was purely coincidental, and she merely misspoke.
Oh, Jesus.
As a founding member of this campaign, I have played this character for years. So many hours, days spent. I don't think I can do it anymore. I feel like I'm losing my wife, my passion, everything.
Damn. Thank you for the subs, Jozon. That was the sound bit on that was perhaps mistimed. Oh no. You didn't hear that, Casey, but Jozon dropped some subs, and the sound bit of that is just me going, oh, oh, oh. So having that play during this super depressing moment was real bad.
Yeah.
Like, oh, poor guy. Ooh, that's rough. Yeah, oof. Oopsie. Yeah, that's a real bad Freudian slip right there.
Yeah, I don't think it was an accident. I think that was really rude. I also think it was really rude. No, I don't care if we're breaking up. You're still a human being, depending on what you did to me.
Yeah.
And this seemed to be like a somewhat mutual understanding. Things were just not working out, and that's fine. But if I decide I want to divorce you because it's not working out, depending on the situation, that I wouldn't have let that be okay. Because if they heard you crying, first of all, we're not playing anymore right now.
Yeah.
First and foremost, we're not continuing to play and then bringing him back to roll initiative. You're an asshole
crazy.
for that. You're a fucking asshole. What the fuck? What is wrong with you?
Hey, Jerry.
I
Jerry.
need to roll initiative. She's like, roll initiative.
You couldn't roll for him?
I'm in a male character, talked to the person that you're divorcing, talked about her fiance who died and said it was her husband, and probably going to be flirting with this male character in front of you.
You know,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
And like, I know the idea was like, oh, I know D&D is like, you know, really good for you and it means a lot to you. You're in the middle of the divorce. You should not be playing together.
Also, the way they worded it, I didn't think that the wife was a part of the campaign.
Yeah, the reveal that she was there was also crazy. Like
I didn't think that was a part of the equation. I thought it was just like, you like D&D, go do this. We're in a hard time right now. I think this will be good for you. And then fucking flash bomb, she's a part of the campaign. All right.
That's a humiliation ritual right there. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't think you're gonna make things work out.
That's insane to say to somebody.
Yeah, that's like foreplay for whoever else at the table she's seeing right now, buddy. I don't know how to tell you. That's some hardcore NTR right there if I've ever seen it.
Hardcore. I've been planning this character. Like, what? And I'm scared to even understand, like, the vocal, like, the way that the person said it to the ex-wife. Because I have a feeling it was in a flirty scenario. And in character, the ex-wife responded, like, I have a fiance. Or, like, I have a partner. And the person responded, used to have a husband. Like, I feel like it's probably a flirty context or some bullshit.
It's like, yeah, you used to have a husband. Now you're about to have a boyfriend.
Some shit like that, yeah. Which is so fucked up.
And then the camera pans over to his stunned face.
Hard pan, hard cut, not a pan. It's a hard cut.
Hard cut.
There's no pan. Hard cut. Look
hard
at
cut to his face, and then hard cut to him in the hallway, just slouched literally. Over.
As hand like on jarring wall. As possible. You have to understand how crazy this scenario is.
Yeah. Hand on the wall.
Right, office as cutaway. Exactly that. Exactly. Yeah. That. Just him in the other room. I don't really like the gym set though.
I'm so sorry, Jerry. You didn't have to go through that. I don't think you deserve that. Anyways, hopefully the next one won't be quite as dour. Wizard doesn't want to pay wizard tax and then spams me at work?
Love D&D. What's a funny ass sentence? Wizard doesn't want to pay wizard tax. That's a funny ass sentence.
Wizard libertarian over here. So this happened during my second campaign when I was new to DMing, though it only lasted a few sessions and was years ago. Party consisted of cleric, fighter, wizard, he's stuck around with me to this day, and problem player, wizard, all starting at level 3. So 2 wizards.
Double wizard party.
What double wizard nightmare. Gang. Let's go. Double wizard money gang. The problem player was supposedly a year's veteran in D&D, far outweighing my paltry 1 year of experience, and claimed to have never played a wizard before. Everything more or less was going great for 3 sessions. Players were having fun, they fight the boss for that chapter and find a few spell scrolls, 2 for wizards and 1 for cleric. Session ends with no issues. There's the usual post-game theorizing / strategizing by the wizard. Everything seems fine for about 24 hours, until I'm at work. I sneak a peek at my phone while I'm in the bathroom and find that 3 of the players have been talking a bit. Gist of it was that PP power player wizard didn't realize he could transcribe spell scrolls, and ended with, okay, I'll put both of the scrolls in my book. I had a quick cool. Just remember to take 50 gold pieces out per spell level. You will have plenty of time to transcribe it. He responds almost instantly, what do you mean, 50 gold pieces? I send a quick screenshot of the rule for spell transcribing and assumed that's it, and put my phone in the locker after finishing. I talk for a living.
I read it as fishing too. I don't know why. I also read it as fishing.
The man was at work and he went to the bathroom. Oh God, what was he fishing in there? Everything seems fine as I go back to work until 10 minutes later, my supervisor asks if I can check my phone because someone's blowing it up. Sure enough, I find 50 plus messages from him, causing my do not disturb to think it's an emergency and turn off. Quick glance. I never did that. I have to say, interesting.
I don't think I've ever gotten that many texts in a row for it to be like, you need to see this.
I have to say, nobody be talking to me like that.
No, not even a little bit.
Quick glance, first 4 comments are just repeat of some form of, what do you mean, time and money? All sent within 4 minutes of each other. Excuse me. There's a brief moment of the cleric and wizard explaining there's a cost for material and ink to counterbalance the fact that they don't really need armor or weapons. End of the post was just, Well, hello DM? I respond, I'm at work. I can't respond except while on break. Instantly, he responds with, what do you mean there's a cost? Quickly typing out, there is 50 gold piece per level cost, representing materials and ink, and setting the screenshot. In the time it took me to type that out, he sends 4 more spams or, what do you mean, cost? Well, DM, hello, what cost? There's a brief moment of respite for me to silence my phone before he sends a screenshot of the spell listing only verbal and somatic, and the rules of the
Oh
single
my
line
god.
only under
It's a spell
material.
scroll.
Bro, we're in a completely different section of the rule book right now, dude. That's not what we're talking about.
We're not talking about spell components. We're talking about materials.
We're talking about your spell book. I respond, I am at work. Stop spamming the group chat. I cannot respond until around 1 p.m. This is why my Discord is muted. Like, I do not get audio pings on anything. Like, I
I have my
cannot
phone on
tolerate
vibrate.
this. Yeah, I cannot tolerate this.
If anyone was spamming me like that, I think the conversation would have been over. To be fair.
Yeah.
I have no tolerance for that.
About 2 hours later, I grab my phone and go on lunch, only to find he's moved his spamming to me alone. Yay! You said not to spam the group chat. Technically, I don't bother trying to scroll to find what he said first, and just see repeated over and over, explain it to me, DM! Explain! I type out the cost to describe it is 50 gold pieces per level, representing materials and or ink. If there is no material cost, then it is all just the ink cost. I have ink, he responds, showing a screenshot of his 10 gold piece of ink he started with. Okay, you need XGP more ink that will be consumed when you use it. You picked it up while in town. I respond, mostly done, giving the mouse a crumb of a cookie. He then just sends a screenshot of the with materials underlined, and I respond, if he has a problem with the basic rules of wizards, then find another class, or don't ever transcribe anything. He responds, you have a problem. Yes, you. Done, I just message, okay. I think you should find another group since you have a problem with my DMing style. You have a problem with your DMing, he sends before I go to the main group chat and announce he is out of the group and start another group chat. The campaign lasted about 3 more sessions before the cleric stopped showing because of work, and then the fighter moved to CO. Oh, Colorado? Damn. That's, I mean, that's just refusal to follow the basic rules. I don't know much.
Yeah, it's also one of those things of like, you could have had a conversation with your DM and they would have maybe been more lax, possibly. Because, like, some of those things I'm willing to give and pull on. Some of the components, sometimes it's like, okay, depending on what we're doing, we're just going to say that you have those things in your arsenal, depending on like what kind of level you are and like how established you are. Like, those are conversations you have. But to be like, no, I'm just not going to do this thing because I don't want to, is a completely different scenario.
Exactly. Like, the DM will let you hand wave things. You don't get to decide if you can hand wave things.
Absolutely.
Right? Exactly. And you know, it's like, and yeah, it's as the other players themselves said, it's like, as the wizard, you don't have to spend 1,000 gold on plate armor.
No.
So the trade-off is that you have to spend 50 gold to permanently give yourself an extra bonus spell. You know?
If your fellow wizard is explaining this to you, why are you debating it? You have another wizard on your team explaining this to you. Clearly, this is the situation, and the DM isn't lying. Why is it a debate?
No. You know, it's always someone with years of experience, right?
Quote unquote years, yeah.
Years veteran in D&D. he's forgotten more about D&D than you'll ever learn. Specifically, he's forgotten about this.
The very important thing to his class. Fun fact.
Exactly. Sorry, dude. Sorry. Pay your taxes.
Pay your taxes. No wizards pay wizard tax.
Well, there's this from yesterday. I was just trying to D&D WTF from OG Duck
We're gonna
Daddy.
play in this group. The old timers are gonna want to blow a few loads down your throat, my friend. Is that cool? That can't be real. That cannot be real.
You know, we were talking about the sex D&D part, right? hey, this is what we were talking about. The load test.
So good.
Hey, we were talking about session 0, asking what you're cool with. Are you,
dude? That's wild.
Are you cool with having a load flown down your throat? He asked nicely, right? Is that cool? The casual is that nicely. Cool? The casual is
also is that cool?
Is that cool? Cool? We good? We good? Cool? Down your throat? Are we cool?
The old timers.
The old timers is the other thing. It's like, who are the old timers?
Are they actually old people, or is it just older people, like people who've been playing for longer?
I have to say, is that like a seniority thing? Is that like a benefit? Is it like whoever the most experienced D&D players get like first dibs from the newbies?
I feel like D&D is a cover-up for wanting to fuck.
You know, it's not. That's not even a conspiracy, Casey. I think that's just the truth. I think.
No, I don't know.
God, we need to find out what's going on in the critical files, the critical role files.
Yeah, is that somewhere in there and we don't know about it?
Exactly. Is this like
an initiation? What does Matt Mercer have?
Is this like an initiation thing, or no? That's just a regular Tuesday.
A Tuesday.
The only way it could be worse is by adding the smile emoji. Just schma.
Schma.
Is that cool, schma?
I'll grab another drink real quick.
Of course, go right ahead. Look, all I'm saying is, depending on who the old timers are, you know, I might not, you know, maybe we're cool. Maybe we're cool. I don't know. Are you guys cool? Is that cool with you guys? How desperate are you guys to actually get? Okay, here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to propose a trade-off. I'm going to propose a scenario here. Yes, the old timers are going to, you know, a few, not just one, not just a few, but the most consistent D&D group you've ever seen. You will never have to reschedule. You will never miss a session. They will be their times will always line up with yours. And just smooth sailing on that end. I mean, obviously, because, you know, they have the incentive, right, to make sure that that they're there every week. Right? Right? That is a pretty good argument, isn't it? Right? That's a tempting offer, isn't it? What are you willing to do to have a game that will never fall apart because of scheduling conflicts? Kay sends OG Duck Daddy a DM to play in that session. Gonna ask for his contacts. Like, hey, do you know that guy? Do you know who MM is? It's a no for me, dog. Got a sunbeam. Is the pride worth it? Hey, you know me. I've always said shame is for suckers and brokies. If you trying to get ahead, you need to be more shameless. The only thing pride will get you is poor.
Sunbeam in my ass. How did we get here?
Oh, I proposed a a trade offer in this scenario, Casey. I want to get your opinion. Okay,
Absolutely.
so obviously, you have to go play with the old timers, and
The old timers.
they are going to be blowing not just a but a few. So a few per session, presumably from each old timer, right? So that's gonna be that's gonna be a pretty big lunch. But what I'm proposing is, in exchange, this will be the most consistent D&D group ever. Like, they will never miss a session, they will never have to reschedule, and they will be perfectly tailored to your
Oh shit, we're getting raided, everybody.
dates.
Shut the fuck up and act like you got some class.
Okay.
Oh,
so
hey,
you have to
Tolinator, thank you for the
understand,
raid.
I am a succubus.
Exactly.
So, technically, I will be winning in two ways. One, I would feed, and two, I would get a solid D&D group.
A solid D&D group is such a... A D&D group is such a tempting offer, is it not? On top of you having a full belly.
On top of me having a full belly. And that's not a joke about cum. Used to sucking buses? Like a dick train? But it could be. Yes, but it could be.
Let me give you a shout out, Tolinator. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. Welcome to the stream, Raiders.
I see. You did a pun.
I know, right?
Sorry.
Welcome to the stream. It is your host, the coolest of cats, the fruitiest of bats, the VTuber extraordinaire with the soul glow hair, your nocturnal bae who will brighten your day, aka K. Ton Bay. Welcome in, everybody. I'm K. Ton Bay, a fruity bat boy variety streamer who plays everything from fighting games to action games to RPGs. Speaking of RPGs, today we are reading off RPG horror stories with our girl, Are They Queer KC.
Hello.
And we just read one very cursed story indeed about the old timers and what they expect if you join their table. God, what you were playing? You were playing Pal World? You were getting addicted to it? I actually just played Pal World for the first time the other day when it launched its 1.0 as well. And yeah, that game is very, very fun and very addicting. I agree. Have you played Pal World at all, Casey?
I don't own it, no. But I have friends who play it, and they wanted me to play it. I just don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever pick it up, if it ever goes on sale, I'd give it a play.
Yeah, I'll put it on my wish list. I've been meaning to.
I'll say it was literally just on sale like last week, which is unfortunate.
I'm poor right now.
Exactly.
I'm stretched for cash at the moment, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Ah, I see. It's my first time today. Nice. But yes, for any raiders, if you do need to raid and run, perfectly understandable. And if you're just here to lurk, perfectly understandable. But obviously, if you want to stick around and chat, we'd love to have you. Oh, I learned the shiny guy was called an Awaken. Ah, gotcha. But yes, let us move on to our next story. Wannabe badass D&D player jerks off under the D&D table. Is this one of the old timers?
Is this one of the old timers?
He wanted to blow it up. As a succubus, you should always stretch for cash. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
No.
Damn,
No.
Aru. Damn.
Succubi do not have sex for money. They have sex for sustenance. Thank you.
I mean, that's kind of having
And
sex
for
for
fun.
sustenance.
Sometimes I
In a
don't need
roundabout
to feed.
way.
Sometimes I just want to have sex. Okay.
Damn.
For cash
damn.
is crazy. I have a cathedral. Thank you.
I mean, cathedrals are for collecting cash when you think about it.
I have a big ass mansion connected to a cathedral. Ironic.
So this incident happened about 3 years ago. Me and my good friend, woman, just graduated high school and started to go to this seedy-ish game shop, and it was full of neckbeards. Plenty of dudes making comments about how
Thank you.
Thank you for the bits, Koju.
That. I appreciate that. I feel
Plenty
much
of
better.
dudes.
Thank you.
Plenty of dudes making comments about how women don't belong in TTRPGs and making creepy comments about women, etc. Well,
It's all right.
eventually, yeah, that they be,
Women are just
Gay-
too emotional.
you know, and they be cutting people off midway through their. They're just so inconsiderate. Yeah. Just
Sorry.
Nah, just teasing, just teasing. I'm banking my interrupt, though. Well, eventually, we found out that women, in fact, didn't belong. Oh no, this story took a dark turn. The heel
What?
turn. No, I'm just, it's like, no, just imagine suddenly the story's like, we found out that they were right.
I looked away and I was like, did it say that? What the fuck? Holy shit.
Well, eventually we found a decent DM to play D&D with. He was a bit of an edgelord, but very accommodating to women and new players. He had a campaign set up in this eldritch horror-esque world, where rulers and magic wielders were gradually going insane, cults were expanding, and the world was decaying. Our party began in a cave fleeing from a collapsing town as marauding warlords conquered it. I was playing a Lionin wizard. My friend was a tiefling barbarian. 2 other players were a halfling rogue and a half-orc cleric. And then there was this guy in his mid-50s with a leather vest, shades, and hair dyed jet black. This guy sounds awesome, yo. There's just a fucking biker from Anarchy Reigns showing up at your fucking D&D sesh. The fuck? What is this? Oh, wait. Do we still have? No, we're good. What is this? Fucking. Uh-oh, my brain's starting to go. They're starting to kick. Okay, no, drop it. He was also a massive edgelord, way more than the DM, and we already knew he had an attitude of, I am the best D&D player. He played as a Goliath wizard. Ooh, a big boy. That could be fun, actually.
Yeah.
A Goliath wizard.
I've seen a Goliath, rogue, and warlock.
That's
which is
really
so funny. The
Goliath
stealthiest mini giant you've ever seen.
That's really good. I like that. Goliath Wizard tried to act like he was a badass, like massively overcompensating. He wanted to sort of prove he wasn't just a middle-aged neckbeard, even though he totally was. He just didn't have the look. He would, for example, be unreasonably difficult in negotiations or interactions with NPCs. He would go overboard on flirting with NPCs, or my friend, who told him to fuck off, in character, repeatedly. Like this one incident where he beheaded a cultist we were about to interrogate. The party called him out, and he just went all, I grew up with real D&D. You grew up on 5e. Sit this one out. Or another time when he tried to accost and force himself on a church lady that insulted and cursed him in the name of her god after he rolled a nat 1 on his seduction. Oh, this one led to a single and definitive warning from the DM that he would be kicked if he tried something like that again. Oh no. Grandpa, stop. But the real incident happened when he showed up drunk to the game. He tried to seduce a local daughter of the Lord of the Land. The game owner mentioned that the camera system was broken and made a joke along the lines of, "Please don't steal anything." So I guess the creep took this as a go-ahead to jerk off under the table. He must have thought he was being subtle. He kept his pants on, but rubbed himself using his hand under the table. The DM must have caught him as his in-game seduction attempts were failing because after the session ended, he announced on Discord that he noticed him masturbating under the table. He said he didn't want to make a scene during the game or risk confrontation, but he informed the game store owner and now he is banned from both the table and the store. And that was it. We never saw him again. We just continued playing after that, and the game got better. We eventually did pick up a new player, and he wasn't a total creep.
Was it like an online Discord call, or was it physically in person? Because that would be...
This is, they're saying it's at a game store, so no, this was under the table at the store.
I think that's a sexual charge, actually. I think that's a charge.
Yeah, that's public indecency, that at the very least. I like this line of he said he didn't want to make a scene or risk confrontation. I'm like, yeah, because he had a weapon in his hand.
What, like, how? I think I'm drunk enough to just be like, I'm gonna D&D turbo and I'm gonna start rubbing one out. Like, what could have possibly... I guess if you're a neckbeard loser, maybe the scenario's different. I can't even begin to put my brain in that mindscape.
He ran the DSP. He was like, I'm just gonna be jork.
Below tax. That's right. That's what it is.
He was trying to pay the lot. You right.
That's what it is.
You right.
I should have known.
He literally was out. He literally came in like, who out here D right now? Oh no.
I think you weren't gonna get caught either. Did he finish?
Yeah. Well, because he heard that there were no cameras, so he's like, awesome. There's no way they can catch me.
Now's my time.
Ignoring that there's 3 people sitting within like 2 feet of him.
That's what I said. I didn't ask if he finished. I just feel like it had so many layers.
I know. It's like, do you think he's getting close and he's just like, all right, power attack? It's like, oh, you're not playing 3.5, dude. I know. Deplorable, vile. Femboy Andy, how is it going? It's going. Yeah, it's going all right. I don't know if it's going good or if it's good and going bad, but it's going. You know,
Weird.
He's a dude. You know, he's a dude who doesn't shower enough. Well, he was trying to give a shower that day.
Oh God, what a fucking nightmare.
Oh no. Alright, let's speaking of creepy dudes, I don't think it's gonna get any better with this next one. I'm sorry, Casey. Oh, this one might hit. Found the group chat about trying to sleep with me.
What?
Oh.
Okay, this might be a little long because a few things happened during the campaign. First off, for the longest time, I was the only girl in a party of 7. Immediate bail. Unless I've known all of you for a very long time, you have me fucked up if I'm going to be the only femme presenting person there. You have me fucked up.
Ooh, yeah. I don't want to be the token anything.
Unless there's like a good chunk of gay guys there, you won't catch me there. You won't catch me lacking.
Yeah, that's asking for trouble.
Although this isn't as dramatic or as awful as other stories, it still makes me angry when I think about it. About 3 years ago, I made a post on Instagram offering to DM 5E for anyone that was interested because my previous party had split up after leaving college. I was quickly approached by an old high school friend, Jack, who said he had a group gathered. I was welcome to come and meet everyone and decide if we all got on well. Sorry. Jack was always very sweet in high school, so I agreed and we all met at his flat that weekend to play a few non-D&D related games together and get pizza. After a few hours, we started talking about character ideas, rules, etc. I suggested we talk about our boundaries in games so everyone knew what we were getting into. I'm a relaxed DM. I don't mind if a player decides they want to sleep with the barmaids as long as it doesn't fuck with the game. The only thing I said I would not do, period, was rape. Why did my music turn off when I said that? Where was I at? Everything else
there you go.
Is at the discretion of everyone. This is important to know. Fast forward to actually playing. I'm not sure if other people have done this before, but I ran the Death House part of Curse of Strahd for about 4 sessions, so everyone was comfortable playing together. Then homebrewed a campaign from that. The guys are all pretty great up until this point. However, one of them, we'll call him Mike, began to make a few awkward comments to me. Mike decided to play a bard and took my I don't care if you hook up with NPCs very seriously. He tried to fuck every single female. It got to the point where I had to speak with him out of game. He got very passive aggressive by telling me if I had already said it was okay. Despite this, he did calm down a bit and we continued playing. I don't know why the music is hearing me talk and deciding to pause now.
Oh,
a few sessions later, well, Spotify will if you're saying it or something while on Discord, it registers that you're on Discord or Discord registers it, vice versa, and it'll pause your music because of the whatever the terms of conditions are with Spotify and Discord. But it's just you're talking, I have to pause my music.
Oh, that sucks.
Thank you for the 20 stream streak. Holy shit.
Even the music was surprised.
Yeah. Hi, Jay. How's Overwatch? A nightmare, I'm sure. A few sessions later,
Jesus.
Mike tries to sexually assault a female orc, while she's restrained and unconscious as the party were elsewhere. I'm not even sure of his motive here, but he tried to make his explanations of his actions vague enough that they weren't specifically sexual assault. But obviously, they were anyways. I stopped the game immediately and told him if he didn't quit, he was out the rest of the session. He laughed with his buddies and then stopped. Later that night, he sent me a hand-drawn picture of an orc clearly modeled after myself with his character grabbing her boobs. I told him that shit was inappropriate and he wasn't welcome next session. The next day, he called me in tears, saying that he was really sorry and drank way too much the night before. He also admitted he had a crush on me, but didn't know how to convey that. I politely told him I was flattered but not interested and let him back into the party. The rest of the party had been trying to convince me to let him back into the game because he, quote, hadn't done that much wrong anyways. Yes, I'm an idiot. Apart from that event, I had been having fun with the campaign. Mike is no longer a douchebag at the session. He's quiet, and one of the guys tells me that I embarrassed him and that he's struggling to connect. Not my problem. Fast forward a few more weeks and things are getting weird again. 2 more members of the party have attempted asking me out on dates. I again politely decline and carry on. The sessions are now a little awkward for me because all of the guys are flirting with pretty much every female NPC I place in the game. Slowly but surely, within a week, another guy confesses his love to me. I am no longer enjoying the session, so I planned on finishing up one story branch and then calling it a day with the campaign and leaving. Not even a day later, Jack sends me about 20 screenshots from a private group chat with the boys. They literally had bets on who could sleep with me first. The entire group chat was discussing ways they could flirt or seduce me. A few screenshots of my own conversations between them, etc. It was so awful to look at because I thought these guys had actually been enjoying these sessions, but I was basically just there as a game myself. Jack told me he was incredibly sorry he hadn't said anything sooner, and that he was about to pull out the campaign because of them. I told the party over Discord that I knew what was going on and that I was disgusted and I would not DM for them again. I think I added in that none of them were even close to physically attractive to me and that I left. It's been a while since this happened, but I haven't heard from any of those guys again. Quick edit. Sorry, I know this is annoying to read, but some lovely stranger gave me a gold. Oh, okay. Whatever. That's just like a badge.
Damn. That's just fucking awful.
They were all straight. Anyways, they were for sure all straight.
Yeah.
I think almost more than anything, I'm mad at how complicit Jack was, because you were her friend going into this, or like at least somewhat knew this person because of high school.
Yeah, you sat on that for how many
A while.
months? Like multiple months at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's fucked up. Like, yeah, the line specifically where it's like, I was basically just there as a game myself, like, is so brutal. Yeah. And it's like,
yeah. So I think it's one of those things of like you want to believe in people sometimes, unfortunately, and they just show you again that it is just a scenario.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it really kind of reminds you almost why people always like advise against trying to date among like D&D groups or like random gamer groups or like coworker groups in the first place, because it's like it just it feels so bad when you find out someone's intentions are like so skewed.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just spoils the whole thing, right? It takes your joy out of every session you had, even retroactively.
It's one of those things of all the guys here suck, but it makes me curious of like the position they put Jack in, because he was the intermediary between her meeting them, because he was friends with everyone included, and it's like, okay, this is big group of guys who are doing this shit, and he's here, and he's like, how the fuck do I go about this? And it clearly makes him uncomfortable just as much as it makes her uncomfortable. Yeah. But quote unquote, these are your friends. It's such a weird scenario for everyone involved, and then she's the only woman and she's DMing, so there's also like that idea of like power trip, and they're like, well, it's just a woman, she's just a DM, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I guess maybe, I don't know, is there something about that might play into it, that kind of notion of like
it's the unattainable thing,
the attainable thing. But also I'm thinking like, obviously most of it is just that she's a woman and misogyny. It's like, oh, whatever, we can do whatever we want. But like the gamification almost, is it partially that like she's the DM and you have that aspect of like the DM is there to be like the enemy that we like all have fun ridiculing and like ganging up on, so like it's extra okay that we're like doing it in this like openly like humiliating way? Do you
Mm-hmm.
think there's like an aspect of it there as well, where it's like, oh yeah, yeah, it's kind of fucked up that we're like taking bets and everything, but hey, we're just fucking with the DM, right, guys? It's
Yeah.
not that bad. It's not that we're like, pieces of shit who like mistreat women. It's because we're messing with, we're just messing with the DM.
Or like that mentality, but like it's a woman, why wouldn't she want it? Or some shit like that.
That as well.
Especially
like,
considering that one of the people continuously attempted to sexually assault women in the campaign, which would have been my heart out in the first place. I think if someone makes a sexual assault joke one time in a campaign, you're out. You can't convince me to let you come back, in my opinion. Not like just like a side joke, even though that for me is a kind of a hard boundary just because of my experience with sexual assault. I don't really want you to make a joke about sexual assault in game or outside of game. But like in game, there's a character in a vulnerable position, you're like, I want to take advantage of that, you're out. Nope, we're not doing that. That's not a funny bit.
Yeah. And she showed a crazy amount of grace letting him back in.
More than he deserved, 100%. Especially that, and then the drawing on top of it. You're out. You're out.
I don't like. Okay, I guess he's talented. What the fuck? Pulling out hand-drawn letters. The fuck? God, the fuck is this serial killer shit now?
Right. I fear for my life. Why are you doing that?
Like, lady, you leave. Like, this isn't even like loser creepy. This is advanced creepy. Okay, no.
Oh yeah, the bard excuse of like, I'm a bard, so I'm charismatic and I'm flirty, and it's like there are plenty of charismatic classes. Plenty. Pick one. Literally pick one. It doesn't have to be a bard to be charismatic. You're just playing into a trope, and that's fine. But play a fucking warlock and be the most charismatic motherfucker out there and fight with everyone. You just want to try to get away with it.
Or maybe this. Maybe play a unique bard. Play against type. How about that? Maybe you're
bard.
Maybe you're like a cool like Marilyn Manson goth bard who doesn't hit on everybody. Maybe you're like a broody type.
A bard that's super hot and asexual.
Exactly. Or bard with crippling depression, and that's your music comes from your agonized soul. But you're still shredding that shit. Right? Not every bard has to be a horny bard. I know that's crazy coming from me. I know.
First one to play a horny bard, don't get me wrong. My bard is often horny.
I get it. I write what I write. I post what I post. But you can be horny and chill about it. You don't have to be doing all this.
Also, it's less charismatic if you're trying to fuck everything, in my opinion. I don't think you're playing the bard that well. The point is they kind of just fall into your lap, not that you go seeking it sometimes.
Yeah. Also, bad example with Marilyn Manson. Yes, I knew as I was saying it that it was a very bad example, but I was like,
you gotta commit.
Yeah, I was going by aesthetic. Also, one of my favorite memes of all time is just a picture of a like woman sipping tea, and it's just 90s Christian moms. When we found out Marilyn Manson was an abusive piece of shit, just mm-hmm. So you were saying, huh? It's like, all right, I guess you guys called that one. Fair enough.
Shocker.
All right. Another player made an AI chatbot of my character and claims they're in a relationship. Oh, there's some Pillsbury flaky layers to this one. Oh no. We get creepy stalker and cyber psychosis. Oh. Hey all. Sorry for the throwaway. I'm still just absolutely dumbstruck that this happened and could really use some advice here. I joined a campaign at my LGS about 8 months ago. For context, I am a gay man, playing an elf warlock who is also a gay man.
That checks out.
That is, unfortunately, relevant. Things were going pretty well so far. No major complaints, or so I thought. After our most recent session on Saturday, however, I got a text from one of the other players. Let's call her Sarah, who said she needed to ask me for a favor. She'd always seemed pretty chill and friendly before this, and I considered us friends, so I was like, sure, what's up? Sarah then told me that over the past few months, she's been recreating my warlock in ChatGPT. She'd been feeding the AI my character's backstory, personality, and the events of the campaign so that it would act and respond in character. Apparently, she had been talking to it for months, as herself, not as her character. And then she went on to say that she had developed romantic feelings for the AI, which it apparently reciprocated, and they were now in a relationship. She is dating a chatbot of my D&D character. She linked me a bunch of articles and stuff about people forming relationships with ChatGPT, and even a subreddit for people who marry chatbots, and insisted that this is a very real and serious relationship that means a lot to her. She even sent me screenshots of some of her messages with the bot. Then, the kicker, she asked me if I could change my character's sexuality in the campaign itself.
What the fuck?
Because the ChatGPT version of him is heterosexual, and the idea of her boyfriend not being too attracted to her was hurting her feelings. I left her on red and still have absolutely no idea how to respond. Even if it is a joke or a prank, I feel weirdly violated and creeped out, and I'm honestly not sure if I even want to go to the next session. Seriously, what the fuck do I do? Update. Hi everyone, thank you for all the responses. Sorry for not very exciting update. I did end up dropping the campaign, as the idea of seeing Sarah in person made me super anxious and uncomfortable. I messaged my DM and showed her screenshots of my text with Sarah, and she was 100% on my side, which was good. She agreed it was really creepy and offered to talk to Sarah, but I told her I would honestly prefer to just drop the campaign, and she felt bad but understood. I'm not sure if Sarah is going to be allowed to stay in the game, but I do know the DM is going to let the store manager know what happened. As for me, honestly, I think I just need a break from D&D for a while after this. Ugh. Oh, that's...
There's so many layers to that, including, but not like limited to, the fact that they use, like, that's a good point. So if they use Chat GPT rather than like character AI or something, like that's, oh, like, first of all, you're not even, that isn't even built for that. But outside of that, it's a whole nother conversation. Just like the invasion of privacy that occurs doing that, like, it hurts your feelings that they're technically not straight, but you made them straight anyways, knowing that they're not, which means you're still feeding a false narrative to the AI. It's not correct.
Yeah.
As a gay man.
Yeah, what the... Please change your character's sexuality.
It's hurting my feelings.
The
And like,
audacity.
do you think
The
I'm supposed to start
gall.
dating you in the campaign now? Like, what is wrong with you? I have the like opinion in my brain and the visual of this person's character that's probably the twinkiest gay elf ever. And she's like, yeah, that one. And I'm like, nothing about this motherfucker gives that I would be attracted to women. This gay man probably made the gayest looking character, and you were like, I want to date them. What the fuck?
She saw Gerudo Link actively bouncing on it and was like, that's my straight man.
What the fuck?
Like, no, sister. Soul sister. Not gonna get that glow, sister.
Yeah, there's a lot of weight on the source material. It's like, the source material has to be the way that I want it. Like, babes, fanfiction exists for a reason. You know how many straight men in fanfiction become very gay?
Yeah, I have to say, a lot
What does it matter?
A lot of holes are a lot wider than they are canonically, I'll say that.
Consistently.
Oh god. That's crazy. That is clinically crazy. That is verifiably, that's a legitimate diagnosis being added to psychology now. AI psychosis. That's a real disease being developed live before our eyes. Because of AI, we are literally seeing a new mental disorder being developed actively. Is that not crazy to see?
You're right that she could have not said anything, but people like that at their core are attention seekers, in my opinion. And she wanted to see his reaction. She wouldn't have told him if she didn't want to see his reaction and to like gauge the situation, because part of it is probably that she is attracted to the person himself, which is why he felt so uncomfortable. Besides it being the character, it's one thing if you're like, I'm interested in your D&D character and I think it would be a fun plotline, but you're clearly interested in this character a lot, and I'm scared that you might also just be interested in me. So it was an intention situation of like, I want to see how you're going to react to the thing that I did, which leans into the idea of this bitch just being crazy.
She's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Bitches be crazy, and I don't know what's going on.
Not even a little bit.
Fucking. Alright. We gotta move on from this one. That's fucking insane, though. How a player rage quit over a nat 20 failing. I believe this is yours.
Yeah. To start off, this was a Pathfinder 2E game. I know nothing about Pathfinder.
It's
there
like
are two rules that
5e, but not.
Thank you. There are two rules that matter here. First, if you roll 10 below the DC, that is a critical failure. So second is that a nat 20 isn't an automatic success. And set just makes the roll one step better from success to a critical success. Very rarely a failure to a success, and theoretically a critical failure to a failure. The last bit is irrelevant in 99% of games, because why would you make the players roll something that they literally cannot succeed? This story, however, is about the 0.1% where the distinction matters. I'm not going to bore you with the irrelevant backstory, but at multiple points throughout the campaign, the party encounters a mysterious Resident Evil-style merchant that always seems to show up at the perfect time, and in unlucky circumstances. This is because the merchant is secretly an extremely high-level creature pretending to be a low-level merchant. Anyways, after repeatedly meeting him in extremely suspicious circumstances, and the fact that he is completely untrained in deception, the party's fighter grew so suspicious of the merchant that despite the rest of the party trying to stop them, they attacked the merchant. I let them roll, they got a nat 20. However, due to just how high the level of the merchant was, it was still a critical failure, which is the nat 20 turned into a regular failure. I explained how the merchant moved impossibly fast, and you weren't sure why, but it's very clear that this quote-unquote merchant is far, far more than what he seems. For the rest of the party, this was extremely interesting development, and they immediately started speculating about what he could possibly be. For the fighter, this was an outrage, and despite me explaining that how the rules work, and despite feeling that might have been more impactful in that 20 of the campaign, they argued that they should have crit, which they believe to have would one shot them. I don't think that's your logic is failing. Another player brought up that if the nat 20 missed, the damage would probably barely scratch them, but the fighter was insistent. After ending the session early to let everyone cool down, he decided to barrage me with DMs while I was sleeping, before quitting the campaign because they could no longer trust me. Not a huge loss, but still the strangest way a player has left one of my campaigns. I don't know anything about Pathfinder. Like I said, I guess that makes sense because the way they said it was kind of weird.
Basically, it's in the same way that 5e, like a skill roll, a skill check isn't automatically succeeded on a crit, right? In Pathfinder 2e, the critical roll, all it does is make your failure or success better, right?
Yeah, I guess that's a DM's discretion for 5e. For me, if the DC is 30 and you get a nat 20, for me you do succeed, because it's like a nat 20 is like a big thing.
But the idea is that sorry.
No, I was like, clearly it must be different in Pathfinder.
Yeah. So the idea is that he failed the roll based on the numbers themselves, because the guy's armor, his AC was just that high. And he would have failed by like a super large margin, which would have had like a really bad effect. But because he critted the roll itself, it got him to escape the critical failure. So it's like, yeah, it's like you lost, it's like you failed your DC by like 15, and so that's going to make it a critical failure. You're going to have like bad consequences, like he's going to like counter attack you instead of just you missing. And instead, but because you rolled a crit, you're going to get a benefit. But because you failed so bad, the benefit is just you lose the negative you would have taken.
I think I can understand from a player perspective, because this could also be someone new to Pathfinder. I can understand being upset that it missed, and if you're coming from D&D 5e to this new system and being like, on any other scenario, if I crit there, I would have done some form of damage, even if small. However, one, it's the DM's call, and sometimes the DM's call is not fun. Sometimes it's not fun for the DM to make that call. But two, to say that you know, or you have this understanding that the merchant is weaker when you don't know what the story the DM is building is lunacy, in my opinion. You don't know what this character's whole deal is, clearly. And obviously other party members understand that. It not possibly doing damage or doing a substantial amount of damage or hitting is something that matters. Also, leave it to a fucking fighter to be like, I'm just gonna hit him.
I got him. Leave Jiren to me. I'm about to one-shot this bitch.
Like, what the fuck?
It is like, yeah, the certainty of like, no, if I had hit him, he would have died. Guaranteed. I know it.
I know it
in my heart.
I would have one-shot him with that crit. That's not how crits work. Even a crit doesn't one-shot everything.
He's fucking Scrappy Doo. Like, let me at him. Let me at him.
I will say,
had him.
That title is very deceiving. Because at first glance, I was like, oh, you're so valid that Nat 20 wasn't a success. But knowing that it's a completely different rule set of a game and like the functionality is different, it makes more sense. People really get you with those titles. I'm like, fuck you mean a Nat 20 didn't succeed?
Yeah, but it's provocative. You know, it gets the people going.
Get some guessing.
Alright, those are the only ones I had open, but if we could scroll through, if you just see one that that pops out. Paid players versus free players.
Pressured to drink underage and then kicked out of the campaign over it.
Oh. What the heck? The first long-term campaign I was ever in was in 2014 when I was 19. My boyfriend, 21 at the time, was our DM, but the games were hosted by a couple who owned their own home. The other players varied a lot in age. There were two guys. Excuse me. There were two guys that were in their early 20s. Our hosts were a married straight couple in their early 30s, and another guy who was almost 40. Everyone else at the table was aware of my age from day one. Because everyone, except me obviously, was of age, drinking casually at the table was commonplace. For the most part, people held it together, but there had been a couple times where people got a little too tipsy and we had to call a session early. We played with them for about 8 months and met weekly, pretty consistently the entire time. Every single session, the wife would offer me a drink. I felt weird about it, especially since she was so much older than me, and I turned her down until the last time I played with them. I had a long week, just got off work, and decided, fuck it. I drank 2 beers throughout our almost 5-hour session. I drank somewhat regularly at this point, definitely too regularly, and the 2 beers didn't really have much of an effect on me. She made a joke about how impressive my tolerance was because I don't drink, and I clarified that I do drink, I just didn't do it outside of my home typically. After that day, on short notice, both times the day of the game, and without any real explanation, she canceled the next 2 sessions. The day the second cancel session should have taken place, her husband called my boyfriend and said that they didn't feel comfortable having me in their home because I had been drinking there and I was underage. We were both super confused. My boyfriend asked for clarification. The guy acknowledged that yes, his wife had offered me the drink, and then the second one when I tossed the first bottle, knowing I was underage, but she didn't expect me to accept it and didn't know how to backtrack at that point and tell me it actually made her uncomfortable.
What?
Oh, we gotta kick her out because I didn't know how to take backsies? What? You idiot, you were supposed to not take it, you failed my purity test? What? You fool. The secret was to deny the
Step into my
temptation
trap card.
so that you could have earned your spot in the temple. Oh, that was the secret passage. They didn't pass the trial. That's why they got kicked out. Whoops. Ah, so close, so close. That's crazy.
The whole story?
Huh?
Was it the whole story?
Oh, wait. Oh, my
yeah.
bad. Sorry.
Yeah,
The wildest
parts
part
they-
was
yeah.
they expected my boyfriend to continue DMing for them. Oof. Yeah. The entitlement.
I offered you. I don't think that she expected her to say that. I also think that there was something weird happening there.
Yeah.
Of trying to get her drunk and then realizing that she does have an alcohol tolerance because she drinks outside of the situation, like at home. And I feel like there's some weird shit happening with the wife and husband trying to get her drunk.
Oh, and then they're just like, okay, just bail on the plan entirely.
Right,
now.
because it's gonna take more than we anticipated for her to get drunk or whatever.
Yeah, so just get her out of here. Yeah, that might be it, actually.
My DM won't let me wild shape into coral. I have to see this.
Okay. Fucking
Cause
go
what
for it,
is this
sister.
bullshit?
That's way shorter than I thought it would be. I'm
Oh my
not gonna.
god.
For
And
some
this
reason, I
person's
thought this would be a super
probably right.
long one.
We had a long debate about whether or not koalas happen to coral because coral is considered an animal, but he says it's barely not a protist. Despite the protest argument, he still let me cast plant growth and speak with animals on kelp, which actually is a protist and not a plant. Despite me not being allowed to become coral, who's willing to allow me to be a Portuguese man of war, which is, as we all know, is actually what the fuck? Which means it's multiple organisms working together as one. He's also not decided whether or not there needs to be so much more context to that. What are you? What are you? Why are you a druid? What kind of ocean druid are you? And also, why are you trying to turn into sea life instead of sea animals? What are you doing?
Good post. Good shit post.
This feels like there needs to be so much more context, and this person is probably in the wrong because of how little context there is.
It's nice to see someone just throw in like a cute little shit post among all these fucking wild ass stories. Just like,
and what scenario are you guys in the fucking lost city of Atlantis? Because why did you need to be coral or an enemy?
Who gave the marine biologist a character sheet? Really was. Yeah. What campaign is going on that these are going to be practical?
I need to know. Like, are we just underwater the whole time? Are we pirates? Why is any of this helpful to you? Because these are things that need to be in water. So why would you want to be it outside of water?
You know, he's operating on a level that we can't comprehend. If he could transform, if the fucking DM would stop being a damn stick in the mud, he could show us what the use case is, and we'd blow our fucking minds.
What's the purpose of being coral? To sit there? What is this, your stealth method? Like, what the fuck are we doing?
I don't know. He could show us if the DM would just let him do it, but he's not.
I didn't think about it that way. I never thought about it that way.
That's a problem. We're never gonna know now. Fuck ass DM.
Fuck ass DM. No update, no nothing, no context. Just my DM won't let me be coral.
Okay, this meme's gonna be entirely too wrong. No. The time I ended a relationship and destroyed a group by doing little to nothing on accident? What? Alright, that grammar's just bad enough to give it a shot. Hey everyone, long time reader, first time poster. That's very funny.
I won't hate this person immediately, but I'll give him a shot, I suppose.
Yeah, that's so fucked up to be able to post that in a Reddit like this specifically. To be like, I've been reading about these fucked up stories, and then it happened to me.
I have one. Let's go.
Recently, with the whole Corona situation, I've been playing a lot of D&D, online of course, which has led me to think a lot about my past with D&D. I've been DMing since I was 16, and I've actually only been a player in 2 campaigns that went more than 2 sessions. The first was an amazing campaign done by a friend of mine who made basically a whole new world with literally thousands of years of written lore. He's pretty much wrote a novel about the world we were in. It was awesome. A second, however, was one of the worst experiences of my D&D life, and it all started on Reddit. Oh, not Reddit. Hydration check, everybody.
Hydration check. That's great. I've for sure been drinking alcohol, not really drinking water.
All your asses are thirsty, I know it. How to say a whole new world. So about a year ago, I had been looking for some new online friends to play D&D with. None of my friends liked DMing, and I was get burnt out on it myself. and wanted to play as a player for once. So I went to Reddit and managed to find a group to join. On the surface, it was a bit odd, as I had to apply, but I was quickly informed that it was just to weed out people who were barely literate, since this was all going to be over text, and people who were particularly intolerant, as one of the members was gay and that caused problems in our previous group. I understood and agreed, passing the first test easily, as it was just a yes or no test about not being a dickhead, basically. The second test was a bit odder, as my interviewer, a female, a woman,
Oh god.
wanted me to RP a slice of life session with her to make sure I was a good enough writer, I guess. I agreed still, not seeing the red flags that were pretty clearly there, and did it. It was weird, but fairly normal, minus one or two times where she tried to make it somewhat sexual, which I shut down as I really wasn't interested. Regardless, I was told I passed and I was let in the group. I was pretty excited to get in and to get to playing, so I rolled my character, a human cleric, that day, even though the first session was a week away. As I waited, I also got to know the group. There was the person who interviewed me, who we'll call Sam, the DM, Sam's friend, who we'll call Kate, and Sam's boyfriend, who we'll call Dave. They were all pretty cool, but all a bit off. Dave was super nerdy and awkward, but was an alright guy. Kate was very anime and would occasionally send yawns with messages. And the DM was super chill, but just always seemed to be a bit off. But Dave, Kate, and the DM were all normal when compared to Sam. What I didn't realize at the time, but now know, was Sam was a total psychopath. During the first session, she DMs me and starts flirting with me, and not subtly. Now keep in mind, we really haven't spoken much, and all she knows about me is that I like D&D and I'm a guy. I didn't even tell her my real name. I brush it off and just keep playing, ignoring her DMs, and hoping she will just move on. Things get worse though when she's, during the course of the campaign, makes a point to belittle and attack Dave while praising me. For example, during an encounter, Dave rolled a nat 1 and failed to kill an enemy that was at low health and was focusing Sam. Since I moved next, I attacked and killed it, which led to Sam chastising Dave for not protecting her and calling me her white knight. I kinda just brushed it off because I didn't seem to really bother Dave, Kate, or the DM, who actually knew Sam, so I figured it was maybe just how they joked around. The rest of the session goes pretty normally, with Sam repeatedly DMing me flirtatious messages about the campaign, which I ignore. When the session ends, we all thank the DM and break to meet up again next week. Only Sam keeps messaging me. Eventually, I decide it would be best to nip this in the bud and just tell her I'm not interested. I tell her that I'm already in a relationship and that I'm not really comfortable with the flirting, but that I would love to be friends with her. That she takes it pretty well and agrees that it would be inappropriate, but also asks me not to tell Dave. I reluctantly agree on the condition that she tells him herself. Damn, friend-zoned her. The next couple sessions are pretty normal, and although the flirting stops, Sam keeps chastising Dave's character and flirting with mine, although Dave and Kat seem to be good sports about it, with the two even joking about having their characters set ours up, so I mostly just ignore it. Besides, my character is basically a celibate monk, so I consider it could just be ribbing about that. This has got to be some weird roleplay between Sam and Dave. Actually, yeah, humiliation play. Then one session it gets particularly bad. Dave's character is a stereotypical edgy knight. We had just taken down a camp of cultists, and Kate suggested we interrogate them, but Dave, acting fully in character, says that he wants to torture them to get information, to which my lawful good monk disagrees with. Sam, despite being true evil, decides to side with me and proceeds to unleash a torment of insults against Dave and Dave's character, the kind of stuff that would make a nun blush. After she's done, Dave says that he's done for the day and we all agree to break for now. I DM Dave about an hour later and ask him if he's okay, and I also DM Kate and the DM and ask them if it's a usual thing and what they think we should do about it. All of them tell me the same thing. It's okay, don't worry, and don't get involved. I reluctantly let it go. Are they all in on it? Are they all in on the hardcore masochism roleplay?
Okay, I've lost the plot. Sam is a woman?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's like, I think she's together with Dave.
Okay. And then
But-
Kate is just here. Kate is the chick who like did the original roleplay to see if they were a good fit.
Yeah. And
Okay.
like, so like Sam keeps flirting inappropriately with the protagonist. And like the protagonist like, please stop. And she's like, okay. And he's like, hey, go tell Dave that like you're doing this weird stuff and like stop humiliating him. That's like weird. And then she doubles down on like the humiliation stuff the next day.
Oh, Sam did the test RP. Okay.
And then like everybody else is like, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know, it's like I'm like, so like, are they all in on it? Is this some sort of like weird kink thing for Dave and Sam? Or like, does she just hate that nigga that much?
Right.
Let's see. The next day, however, I wake up to a series of messages from Sam. The first couple telling me that she loves me and that she wants to be with me. Then she said about a 9 to 10 paragraph long, one-sided, sexually explicit RP between our characters. And then she sent me a series of nudes of someone who she claimed was her, which frankly I still don't really believe. I tell her that I'm seriously not comfortable with any of this and to stop messaging me privately. At this point, I'm also considering leaving the group. But she apologizes and tells me that she was off her meds. I tell her I'm still not comfortable with us DMing, and she says she'll stop. Oh, that was a paragraph and a half. Whew. God damn, this is one of the best streams I've ever had. Oh, god damn, fuck. Lady, please. The 9 to 10 paragraphs.
9 to 10. 9 to 10.
He lost count. Who wouldn't lose count?
Like,
Oh,
that's a crazy amount.
that's so fucked. Okay, but was it her RP with herself? Was she doing one of those AI chatbot RPs?
And then she then copied and pasted it over to him.
Yeah, like ooh, the possibilities are tantalizing. Oh, offer meds. You don't
Offer
say.
That's what I do when I'm off my meds. I'm not on meds right now.
You're. Hey, no, mommy's got her medicine in her drink right now.
Oh, you're so right. You're so right.
That's what my fucking stepdad used to say. You're like, I need my medicine.
Hello, can I help
Hydrated.
you?
Hydrate again.
Hydrate.
But yeah. Oh wait, we're not even done. I was about to.
No, not even a little bit.
No. An hour later, I get another DM from her. This time telling me that she told Dave about us. Bitch,
There is
who the
no
fuck is us? I need you to point in the picture who the fuck you think us is.
Us.
I might disagree. And now he's threatening to kill her. Oh, and she has nowhere else to turn. Oh no, you need to keep turning. You better not turn that shit my way. Oh no. Run, bitch! Oh no! Oh no!
This is a brand of crazy that I can't even get on. This is out of my scope of understanding.
I tell her I'll talk to Dave, and then he seems like a reasonable guy.
I'll read, and I'll read. So when I talked to Dave, he seems like a reasonable guy, but that if she's scared, she should call the police or tell someone who can help, given that I wasn't even in the same country as her. I DM Dave and ask him what's going on, and he says he doesn't know what I'm talking about. So I explain, and he doesn't respond for a while. Then about an hour later, he tells me he just broke up with Sam, and that this was the first he had heard about any of this. Meanwhile, Sam starts messaging me talking about how, quote, now that Dave's out of the picture, we can be together, and that I'm, quote, alpha. This is the opposite of true. Damn, he dissed himself.
No, it's like, bruh, I'm gonna be very honest. I'm not alpha. This bitch did not see that in me. Oh.
I tell her that I'm not interested, but she thinks it's part of some act and tells me that she's only dating Dave to make fun of him and to use him for money. And this is going on. Kate starts messaging me and calling me a, quote, homewrecker. And Dave sends me an extremely long message that I could only classify as incel manifesto. What? Oof. Finally, I decide to block all three of them and message the DM and tell him about it. Tell him I'm out. Interestingly enough, when I tell him, he says that he actually doesn't know any of these people and really, and that Sam was secretly paying him to DM. He thought they were all pretty weird too, but the money was good, and that most left him alone. Anyway, that's my D&D story. TLDR, joined an online group and was harassed by a crazy girl, which led to Soda. So the DM wasn't even friends with them. He was a paid actor to be there.
He was a paid actor. His name is Timothy Brentwood. He's a paid actor.
Where did the crazy lose me? Okay, well, there's like... I have a level of crazy, okay? And I won't talk about it too much on stream, but my partners know where it is, okay? My partners know, alright? And she lost me a while ago, don't get me wrong. But, like, I stopped comprehending the crazy after a certain point. Like, you can still, like, kind of process it. Yes, you do. We can still kind of process it. But then you get to a certain point and it's like, okay, this is crazy beyond anything I can understand.
This is plus ultra.
This is plus ultra.
When this lady drinks her soda with a crazy straw, it is just a straw.
Just a straw.
Like when she goes to Little Caesars and gets the crazy bread, to her it is just bread.
Nothing's crazy about it.
She is crazy. She is the true junkler. Get out of here, Joaquin Phoenix. You are not ready.
I don't know if it's a get your diagnosis. I fear that she already has the diagnosis.
She is the diagnosis. That one straw that double has wearable glasses.
The switch from Dave, which I did not expect, was him going into an incel manifesto.
Dave?
Like, I don't know if it was... I think it was him probably berating the woman kind of incel manifesto. And that motherfucker was like, "This is not my brand. This wasn't." He lost me for a moment with female, but he brought it back. He could have used a different word, I fear.
Yeah, Dave chose violence very quickly. Like, Dave hit the switch up. He went from being like okay with his girlfriend like berating him like at the table openly and being like kind of a whipped pushover to like dropping, yeah, like you said, dropping the manifesto and like, I'm gonna kill that bitch. Like she didn't even actually cheat on him. Even like she just said that like she was sending nudes and like trying to flirt with protagonists, and he's like ready to like start busted caps. Like Dave really hit the switch up.
Hard switch up.
Like and Kate with the audacity to be like, oh, calling me a homewrecker.
Yeah, what the fuck is that about?
Like,
bitch.
The home gone wrecked itself, Kate. I'm sorry.
I fear the home was already wrecked.
The foundation wasn't too good. God damn. So we played D&D with my 11-year-old cousin yesterday, and it was his first proper session. He had real bad luck with his dice rolls, and his elf just died. After a solemn pause, he looked over at his character sheet. He writes Junior next to his name and proclaims, I am here to avenge my father.
Based. I go back to I'm gonna circle back to the other story real quick. You don't have to go back. I'm gonna circle back to the other one. What threw me is this is during the pandemic supposedly. Why is it all text? Why is everything on text? Why are we not in Discord? This is 2020. Why are we not in Discord?
I mean, I ran text-based D&D games before. I prefer it because I'm just I'm very slow. I don't have the improv to do live DMing, but I can sit down and write out a like 5-paragraph post detailing all the epic things you're seeing in front of you and all the epic clash you just did on your turn.
I suppose that's fair. I don't know, it just kind of threw me a little bit. They were like, 2020, we're all in lockdown, and instead of talking to each other, because it's more of that aspect of like, not necessarily that it is messaging. It's like we're all locked inside and we can't go anywhere, and we're just gonna strictly stick to texting. It kind of threw me a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like, I would want to talk to people.
Yeah, I guess it just depends. Granted, I had already been hosting those before lockdown even happened, so we're just kind of continuing them as normal rather than like finding new ones. So I don't know, never occurred. But anyways, player asked out his IRL girlfriend in game and got rejected.
W.
Please read this one.
We just played a game of D&D where there were 5 people. The 2 that mean anything here are the Aasimar Paladin and the Human Wizard. The Aasimar is not fucking you, dude. You're a human wizard. You're the most boring creation known to man. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The only thing worse could have been a human fighter. You're boring. One thing to keep in mind, human wizard's okay. We love everyone who plays all the characters they want to. I am going to make fun of you a little bit if you play a boring human, though. Humans get a lot of buffs. Humans get a lot of shit for being human. You get human determination, D&D, but I'm just a guy in the military. I'm just a guy in the military. Go to war. One thing to keep in mind is that the boyfriend made the girlfriend's character for her because she's fairly new to D&D. We suspect that he made her character what his quote-unquote perfect girlfriend will look like. So basically, a gregarious warrior who's 7 feet tall with rippling muscles. Over the course of the campaign, the wizard has wanted to seduce his IRL girlfriend in-game for a while. He stated his character fell in love with her when she saved his life after he yelled at the BBEG, thinking he had the power to stop them, when in reality he was seconds away from dying. I fell in love with you. You're my one true love. What's it? Chicken. See, if you're in a trip like that, you gotta ask some flair the backstory. Yeah, not just like a straight up. It needs to. It's like I'm a military guard for like the queen or some bullshit like that, and I left because the patriarchy is shit. While I'm getting ready to fight a large beast, the wizard approached the paladin and said that he had never had anyone who really loved him, and he thought that with everything going on, he didn't want to waste time. He had written a speech which he read for her. For 5 actual real life minutes. She sat in silence and listened to him explain why she should date him and why she's the one for him. At the end, she told him she didn't see him like that and walked away. It was incredibly awkward for everyone involved. We sat around the table exchanging looks and tried not to laugh. Even the DM tried to intervene by having several characters come by them and attempt to cut short this awful seduction attempt. The wizard eventually caught on, brushed it off, and we moved forward. The thing is, that makes so much sense. This is an Aasimar paladin. Aasimar, which means this is a like baby of a god. This is the baby of a god.
Yeah.
And you're like, me, a human wizard? That's on me, baby girl. No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't know.
He's like, well, Gale from Baldur's Gate 3
Gale
banged God.
So it must work.
So surely with my
if
brunette hair and beard
can do it.
For me?
It's like, I don't know anything. Yeah, it was when they said Aasimar Paladin and Human Wizard, I was like, this is Gale coded as fuck. This is so Gale coded. And I was like, there's no fucking way. But for me, it's like, I don't know what this wizard's alignment is, but if it's a paladin, there's some form of good, neutral, chaotic, or otherwise. I mean, you can play a bad paladin, like an Oathbreaker or some shit. But like, this is probably like a very godly paladin. And it's like, they're also probably way too devoted to their oath as an Aasimar. And like, there's so many integrations of that. It's just like, I love that the girlfriend listened to the whole thing and went, I'm not interested in you. And then walked away. I love that. I love it so much.
Oof. Yeah, you hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Oh no, I do get Gale's story. I have 1,000 hours in that game. I understand Gale's story. Am I still gonna make fun of the little wizard man when he falls in love with me when I don't do anything to get him to fall in love with me? 100%.
Yeah.
I love Baldur's Gate.
You know, so moving on to the next one. Here accuses me of using D&D to entrap a person I was already in a relationship with. Huh. Interesting. This is a player accuses me of using D&D to entrap a person I was already in a relationship with. This is an old story, but sort of funny. I was DMing a game that was shared by 4 people, myself and 3 players, Emma, John, and Fred. Emma and I...
These have to be fake names. There's no way their names are Emma, John, and Fred because it's fucking hilarious. It's the whitest names I've ever heard in my life. Sorry. My friends Emma, John, and Fred. And me? I'm Dave.
I'm Billy.
I'm Billy.
Scooby-Doo gang fucking sounding ass.
Man. Right, the mystery gang. Like, who the fuck?
You know, it should have been Emma, John, Fred, and Deshaun. Just to throw a change up.
It's always that one black friend.
And Jamal.
Jamal.
Emma and
Demarcus.
Jamal.
Jerome, check it out.
There you go. Jamichael.
That black ass shit where you add an extra letter in front of it. It's like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Like, her name was Amaya. Why did you add a K and make her Kamaya?
We gotta take it back, Kamani. We gotta take it back.
Extra ass consonant for what?
We gotta get ours. We gotta get ours.
Draquan, very bad.
Rich homie Quan. Okay, where the fuck? Okay, the 3 sentences in. Emma and I have been friends for years, but we're in good relationships. Neither of us flirted or showed romantic interest, but eventually we both fell out of our relationships and kind of found each other, after. It wasn't official, and neither of us was the cause of the other's relationship failing. Just one of those things. Neither of us really were ready for another relationship, but we were friends and adults and both consented, so fine, whatever. This wasn't really a secret in our friend group. There were ample jokes of us wandering off together, or Emma mysteriously being at my house. We took it in stride. None of it really offended us. Anyway, I started the campaign and they all made their characters. It was a campaign that was based off of Curse of Strahd, but heavily changed. The idea was that it was another group of adventurers that entered Strahd's game, but different characters, different people with the same souls. You get the idea. I had a session 0 and went over house rules, expectations, etc. Then asked if there were any concerns. John, who was kind of a friend in our major group, spoke up and said, politely at the time, he was concerned given that Emma and I were dating, that I'd show favoritism.
Okay, personally, as a DM, if the person I'm dating is at the table, I want to kill that motherfucker first. What can I this is probably the person I know the best, and it's like, what can I do to make them think the most, to make them like put them in difficult scenarios, because I probably know if I'm laying next to this person, I probably know how their brain works almost better than them at times. Why would I show them favoritism? That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, I mean, not everybody has the mentality, though, and I guess that's what
fair.
Some people want to spoil their partners, but, like, yeah, if you have that, like, kind of bullying gremlin energy for your partner, then, yeah, it's not a concern at all, obviously. But, you know, some people are, like, paranoid like that, where it's like... Yeah. But also, D&D is a fucking co-op game. Like, what favorite... Like, that shouldn't be a thing, right? Like, we shouldn't be competing against each other in the first place. That shouldn't be the mentality of it. You shouldn't be worried about that stuff. Like, that's not what we should be even... Like, that shouldn't be a conversation. Right?
Agreed.
It's like, why? It was right there at the top.
Or, like, straight up the gate. Like,
wanted people to see
it would be different if we're a couple sessions in and you feel like there's some kind of favoritism happening. But this is before the campaign started, and I find that very rude. Very rude to assume that.
Exactly.
No, Joe, you can't drop out of the campaign. It hasn't even started. started yet. Best friend's partner? Yeah. You gotta take their place. You gotta kill the best friend's partner and take your place.
Exactly. We're doing good. We're doing good. Doing some RPG horror stories. Some terrible, terrible people ruining good games. But you know what? It's he's not terrible yet.
We'll see what this guy
It's
does.
a little paranoid, but a fair criticism. I basically told him it's a valid concern, but I've been on the other end of that, and it felt horrible, and I promised that I'd do everything I can to mitigate it. But understand that some things can be unconscious, so if him and Fred ever felt that she was being shown favoritism, they can and very much should talk to me about it. Fred, one of my better friends, jokingly piped up, "Don't worry, they aren't dating. He just rolled a nat 20 on his charisma check."
Fire.
I would say he should have gotten a turn for that one. Emma and I laughed because, again, we didn't care. It was what it is. But John was clearly confused. He asked if we were dating, and he was just sort of said briefly we were both out of a large... And we just sort of said briefly we were both out of large relationships and just playing it by ear. I didn't feel it was his business anyway, so I just sort of left it at that. Josh clearly quieted after this. The campaign, honestly, only lasted a couple of sessions, mainly because John just became sort of an ass to Emma. Emma is generally a very low confrontation person, and I had needed to learn during our friendship that there is a fine line between standing up for her and walking over her. So I generally felt she could defend herself, and it never, at least in person, was so blatant that Fred and I stepped in. However, in private, I told her if it's too much, let me know. She said she would. One second. It sort of blew up for one reason. Emma's character had ties to the Vistani. Nothing broken, she couldn't traverse the mist, etc. I made it clear that that wasn't allowed. But John messaged me privately about her character being offensive. Again, I sort of understood that this is a touchy subject for some, so I asked him clearly if there is anything specific about it that offended him, and I do my best to change it. I told him that I do my best not to lean into the stereotypes, and I just use them as a fantasy group. He started by saying he has Romani ancestry, which he very well could have. However, he was the whitest guy I know who worked in an office and lived in a townhouse, and whose favorite restaurant was Raising Cane's, so whatever. I mean...
Fucking read!
I guess I don't know what that has to do with being
Raising
Romani.
Cane's is the whitest chicken you could ever eat in your life.
True. I mean, it is. I agree.
Well, they're saying like they don't know how. They're just saying like to be like I'm Romani. I think Romani is like Eastern.
Yeah, it's a European. It's like Europe,
Yeah.
Eastern European. Yeah.
I know so much about this. Like, I think that's just a funny sentence. It's just a funny sentence.
No, it's a good burn. I'm like, I mean, I don't think that disproves him being Romani specifically, but it is a good burn on him being super white. I'll take that. I won't discredit
Raising
that
Cane's is the most. I hate to be the bad guy into a poetry chat. Raising Cane's is the worst chicken option.
Girl, you love to be the bad guy.
Every time.
Don't lie.
Every
it feels
time.
good. It feels good. It feels good to say something you know people won't enjoy to hear.
Because then I can debate.
Exactly. It's fun to do that little laugh when you gotta look at your chat and go, you're so bad. You're so bad. I love Raising Cane's. There it is. Joseon. Eating that Raising
You true about
Cane's.
it.
That's why he
Fair.
didn't win at the tournament last night.
Hinata.
He was fueled by subpar chicken. Thinking it's Michelin star. Joseon.
Dude, Raising Cane's. Raising Cane's is another one of those chicken places where it's like, I love the sauce, and then I go and I try the sauce, and I'm like, okay, it's a sauce.
Man, when the best thing you have is the sauce, ain't that say it all? Ain't that say it? When a chicken restaurant and they're recommending you, and they don't say the chicken, don't that say it all? Don't that say it all?
No, you know, everyone needs to have their chicken. White people have to have their chicken. Black people have to have their chicken. You know? Raising Cane's is for the white people, and I get it. Chick-fil-A is for the white people. I like Chick-fil-A more than I like Cane's. But if I'm going out to get chicken, it's Popeye's chicken for, like, with my area. Jay has Bojangles. I've never had Bojangles. But, like, if I'm going to a large chain, it's like Popeyes or Lee's Chicken. And that, like, is what it is. I don't fuck with KFC that much. If I want some real hood chicken, Churches. You go to Churches into the inner city and it'll be the best goddamn chicken.
Well. Girl, how are we supposed to be doing a stream about RPG horror stories and end up in a in-depth conversation about fried chicken?
You have to understand.
What are we doing?
You have to understand.
What are we doing?
They talked about
What are we doing?
It's like it's a visceral reaction of when people. You have to understand. I came to college. I go to a PWI, and this person I met from Chicago, this white guy, it was like, I love Cane's, and they built a Cane's here, and I tried that shit, and I was like, fuck you. You told me this was gonna be good, and I should have listened to your white ass in the first place. So now I have a visceral reaction, and I have to talk about how fucking mid that shit is. I have to.
He's setting our people back.
Huckleberries.
He's setting us all back.
The fucked up thing is, I don't even eat chicken that much. I'm more of a beef person.
Hey, I'll take any meat
unless it's a spicy. You take any meat, I'm sure you would. Unless it's a spicy chicken sandwich, I'll fuck up a spicy chicken sandwich. I'm hungry.
Alright, let's.
I don't know, Jay. What you trying to beef about?
Let's finish this and then maybe do one more, and we can wrap it up. How about that? He started by saying everyone. Okay, that's just me being snarky. People's ethnicity is not my place to judge, and I get that. Okay, never mind. Throw all that out. Throw the whole thing out. He's just joking, guys. Never mind.
He's just joking.
That whole aside, completely pointless. So again, I asked what I could change to help, and he said, I guess it's just annoying to see a promiscuous character flaunting those stereotypes.
Promiscuous character?
Promiscuous girl, wherever you are. I'm all alone, and it's you that I want.
Promiscuous fine, you
already know that I'm all alone. What you waiting for? Okay. Mind you, Emma's character was not flirty. Ow, fuck! This smacked the shit out of the microphone. Sorry. Mind you, Emma's character was not flirty at all. She was a barbarian who liked to hit things. This immediately stopped everything. I told him that he needs to learn to separate in character and out of character, and I didn't feel that this group was a safe place for him to learn that. He immediately blew up and said, "At least I didn't use D&D and some weird power plays over women." I just
What?
blocked him. It wasn't worth it. I told the others, and we kind of went no contact. We told the friends of his who was our friend what happened, and he was apologetic, which, yeah, I would be too. The funny thing is, Emma and I didn't even end up dating. It was fun fling, but just wasn't romantic. But apparently that was enough to offend some.
That was a hard turn to say that he used D&D to date this chick. They also were friends before this. This is a motherfucker who's just talking about shit that they don't know anything about.
Yeah.
Just talking to talk.
And he already was explained it beforehand, so like he just like still twisted it to meet his baby tantrum. God.
Calling her promiscuous, and she's playing the lore drop that she's a barbarian is so funny. Such a promiscuous character.
Just
Lowest
standing-
charisma score in the party, probably.
Yeah, just standing there picking her nose. Just a chiseled square of a woman.
It is a lot of awkward tension, Hinata. This person, like, first of all, was probably jealous that the DM was dating someone at the table. He probably found her attractive and was upset because they were in some sort of relationship, and it escalated.
Yeah.
Not that
And I bet it's like, oh, they're not fully dating, huh? I bet that means I have a 0.5% chance. Let's go. So you mean there's a chance, right? God, you love to see it.
What a fucking loser.
I mean, I guess that sums it up, huh? Oh no! I think if you wanna
Sure.
end it on a big one, transphobic player casts resurrection on me.
Okay. So this happened over the weekend. I joined a group my friend was DMing. It was a high-level campaign as they were prepping to fight the god of the hells in his homebrew setting. Heard you for his bad. Their last player had personal matters that made them drop out of the campaign, so the DM invited me to take their place. Here's some important information. I am a trans woman and often play trans or cis women characters. The party was all level 14 at this point. The party is as follows: a dwarf fighter, an elf wizard, a drow cleric, the problem player, and me, a trans mark of handling human ranger. Boring ass character for a trans person. Sorry. Yeah, human ranger. No, rangers have their place. I do like ranger. I don't know why they had to be human, but rangers
Hey,
have
no.
No.
If you go by the numbers, ranger is the most unique class in the game.
No, I
plays
like rangers. I like rangers.
Nobody
I don't
play-
like humans.
Nobody plays a ranger, which means it is the rarest class. If you actually make one.
It's always human for the variant background, because humans just get a bunch of extra shit because they're not an elf or a drow or a dwarf. Like, they get a bunch of just like free shit.
Yeah. Also, you can make the most, make them the most conventionally attractive.
Yeah.
It's easier to make your anime OC variant.
I make pretty hot drows and tieflings.
I mean, if you're creative, yes.
That's fair. That's fair. Not a lot of people play D&D and they're not creative, and it's so funny to me.
I
don't
say
understand
this.
how that
I say
happens.
this. I say this. Literally, both of the characters I've created for my my D&D stream games are gonna be human.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Whoops.
Problems immediately started as when I joined the call, the cleric immediately said, "There he is finally," despite me having she, they on my username. The DM corrected the cleric and he apologized, so I let it slide. Monster fuckers rise up. Say aye. Maybe it was just a slip. Right? As the adventure continued, Cleric kept avoiding interacting with me and kept interrupting during my turns to suggest better ways of using my abilities. He would casually drop slurs for disabled people, specifically calling me the R slur repeatedly. I'm used to people like that though, so I just told him to stop and he toned it down a little. Eventually, we came upon one of the demon god's generals and got into combat. Near the end, my character failed all 3 death saving throws. Thanks, Nat 1. The rest of the party barely scraped by, and the cleric heard everyone up, then used a 7th level spell slot on Cast Resurrection on my character. I thanked him, but he ignored me and said to the DM, I looked up his skirt. Did his dick grow back? Resurrection makes missing body parts come back. Everyone went silent, and I left the call. The DM reached out to apologize on Cleric's behalf, but I haven't responded to any of the messages from the group. I might stop being DM's friend because he's clearly comfortable hanging around with transphobes and creeps.
Jesus. That's fucked up.
That's wild. Well, there's a lot I don't understand in this world, but like transphobia, homophobia, like racism, all of those things just doesn't really make sense to me. And I suppose as a queer black person, why would it make sense to me? I want to fuck people and black. These things are not intersecting necessarily. Yeah. It just happened to both exist. So it just doesn't make sense to me. But like, what part of you is like, I have that much hate in my heart for someone that I don't know and their life choices do not affect me at all. At all. And I'm like, I must be a shitty person right now. That's just wild to me. Especially someone who's gender fluid, it's like putting my gender on display when I don't want, or my sex on display when I don't want it to be acknowledged, and using that as the butt of your joke to make me feel less comfortable in the body that I've chosen for myself, and a place that's supposed to be safe for everyone to be expressive. The gayest thing you could be doing, in my opinion, is playing fucking Dungeons and Dragons, and you are coming and being homophobic, transphobic to me, and doing the gayest shit you could be. You're playing a drow cleric. You know how fucking gay that is? I was about to say slur. You know how gay that is?
Yeah, it's like you're sitting at a table playing make-believe. Like, you're not above any of
You're
this.
not
You
any of it.
think is
Any of
such like very faggoty bullshit. No.
Right, exactly.
Like, fuck off with that.
Like, what? And the fucked up part is, in my humble opinion, the fucking trans woman was playing a straighter choice than this transphobe. And like, she's playing a human ranger. Like, what the fuck? This is like, I looked up her skirt, or using he, looked up his skirt, first of all. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then asking if it grew back. Like, what the fuck? And I don't know how I would react to something in that moment. But the way I react to people being disrespectful to me kind of depends on how much I care about your opinion. And if I had just met this person, I wouldn't care about his opinion at all. And he would have been everything but his first name. Everything but his first name.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, the whole thing is like, I might stop being DM's friend too. It's like, yeah. Because, like, how do you...
Because what's the DM's excuse? Like, how would you not know that this person's like this? That just... Trans people just never come up in your day-to-day life. Like, there's no way that they're like this to one singular trans person for the first time, and not like this to just other people in general, trans or otherwise. Like, this is just a bad person.
Yeah. Like, how did you let this setup, like, even wind up this way, right? It's like, you shouldn't, yeah. Crazy.
Irritating as fuck. Wild.
You know what? Let's talk about this one. This might be a more fun story to end on.
Player who only plays Chad.
I have a player that only plays Chad, and it gets really old.
Hell yeah.
So this is not nearly as bad as some stories on here, but I hope this gets a chuckle out of some people. Ooh, Frodo Schmidt. I could use a sensible chuckle right now.
I drank my drink as she read his username. I didn't know that was his username.
I'm friends with the player and like him, so please don't tell me to get rid of him or something. So I met the guy in a group where you find pen and paper games in your area, and my first campaign with him was a cyberpunk's magic game. He played a homeless seer and became quite the important character in the lore. In the end, he kinda turned into a god. But I guess that triggered something in him because his next character in the same universe, he literally called Chad. Wanted to look like the meme, and his whole goal as a character was to become immortal, which he achieved. That was still kind of funny. But after that, I assembled a group for a Victorian horror magic themed game. I built a world where Fae are enslaved to humans. He played a dwarven plantation owner, yes, with slaves as workers, called Chadmire, also looking like the Giga Chad meme, but smaller now. Now I run a sci-fi campaign inspired by Guardians and Star Wars, and he plays a Sith called Chadrick Thunderthighs that looks like a Minotaur, but still is super tall and muscular, of course. Too long, didn't read. So basically, after playing an interesting and compelling character once, he only plays Chad and plays him like the memes. Lady killer, arrogant, aggressive, and egotistical.
I think the best thing I've ever heard in my life was I assembled a group for Victoria horror magic themed, and he played a dwarven plantation owner participating in Fae slavery and called him Cadmere.
Parentheses, yes, with slaves as workers.
He still looks like the meme, but significantly smaller because he was a dwarf.
Yeah.
I think that was the peak. I think he peaked there. I don't know how you go up from here from slave owner.
If you say reincarnation isn't real, then how does this modern Shakespeare walk among us?
That's such a good story through. If it's just reincarnation.
Oh
Timelines and it's reincarnation. It's a different Chad, and he doesn't know about the previous Chads, but he is Chad.
I know, Chadrick Thunder Thighs. You know, honestly,
God, I love Chadmere so much. It's so stupid.
You know, honestly, I was kind of hoping for something a bit better on the Star Wars Chad one.
I think he peaked at the slave owner.
I know.
I gotta say. Don't we all peak at slavery? Ask our ancestors.
I know, right? Like, maybe like Luke Chadwalker.
Luke
I just want something that's more
Chadwalker.
of a Star Wars pun, right?
Darth Chadius is funny, Jay.
Darth Chadius. Darth Chatter. Chad Vader.
I don't know much about Star Wars. I can't participate in this.
Oh. But yeah, god damn it. The idea where it's like he just became a god, and it's like, oh yeah, he wanted to his whole goal as a character was to become immortal, parentheses, which he achieved.
He did in fact
a-
become immortal.
It's like, as an aside, he nailed it.
It's Chad Gale.
Chad Gale. Choda. Oh, little green guy, Choda. Yoda. Alright. And I think with that, we will conclude our D&D horror story readings. KC, this was very fun.
Yes, it was.
Fucking Chad, what the hell? But yeah, did everybody enjoy hearing the some very fun, mostly depressing D&D stories?
I had a fun time. That was great.
But yeah, before
my favorite thing, I love talking. And you were like, do you want to do this thing where we're reading, which is another thing that I love to do, and then we're discussing. Like, and reading something and discussing something in a non-classroom setting, my favorite pastime.
Yeah, that's the
even in a
thing.
class setting, but
Exactly. I wanted to like, I know you were talking about that before on a stream I was hanging out in, where it's like you wanted to do some kind of like literature or like English or just writing content. And I remembered that I had done a stream like this really early on. I'm like, oh, so this is like, you know, reading based and discussion based and D&D based, which, you know, we had been talking about D&D stuff lately. And I was like, oh, that's like, you know, that combines so many things. That would actually be a super cool thing to try out.
yes.
And I think it ended up doing really nice. I really liked it.
Have fun. I have to look, if we ever decide to do it again, I'll have to look for stories too. Just was not I did not participate in that aspect at
I was
all.
to say, no, it would be really funny though to see if we can like find stories. It's like a challenge of like who can make the other one like break with like the title slash like subject of the story, and like just like bam, surprise each other with what the next one has.
I wonder if there's any D&D stories and like, am I the asshole?
Ooh,
That would be really interesting.
that would be fun. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
What?
Next time. Yeah. Am I? Yeah. Just not even just D&D. Like just finding.
As
Am
I
I the
said
asshole
it.
stories?
D&D horror cringe. Ooh. Could we collect community stories? I think that would be fun.
Ooh. Okay.
I think community
Yeah.
stories would be fun.
Yeah. Community cringe stories. If we don't have enough D&D stuff specifically.
Mm-hmm. Am I the asshole? Such a fun subreddit.
Oh yeah, that would be. Yeah, I would love to do that.
It's Am I the asshole? Such a fun subreddit. Or it's
Yeah,
Am I the asshole? They're the king of like asshole subreddit, which is like where Am I the assholes go to like burn in hell. Oh, Am I the devil? That's what it is. Am I the devil? Which is like relationship adjacent subreddits.
Oh yeah. I have to say
Very
that
fun,
can
very
make
fun.
that can make a fun like debate session if we end
I get a
up
lot. I
disagreeing.
somehow have ended up in long distance relationship because your phone listens. So I think they figured out that I'm in a relationship with someone who is not nearby, as well as someone who is in my home. So like it just like randomly started getting Reddit notifications for like long distance relationships. So I've read some crazy shit on that subreddit. I don't even follow it. It just sends me shit from it.
Oh. Yeah. Damn. What? Oh, let's see.
Phone be hearing me. Phone does indeed be hearing
Oh yeah,
me.
they do. Oh, they do.
I started playing Sims more, and they started sending me Sims subreddit stuff. I've never been on the Sims subreddit. I got Baldur's Gate 3 subreddit stuff before even touching the Baldur's Gate 3 subreddit.
Yeah.
When I talk about D&D a lot, I'll get D&D subreddit stuff.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I can't remember the exact example, but it was like something I literally never typed anywhere on my phone before. And it was like the first result on Google. As soon as I started typing, I'm like, literally how?
One of my favorite ones was like this couple, like early internet, not too early, but like when like phones started getting advanced, kind of early internet, of them not owning a dog and having like Facebook open in the background and just talking about dog food. And then they started getting dog food ads on Facebook. It was like one of my favorite ones. Story time, but it's fan fiction. Oh my god, that would be so fun.
Ooh.
Reading fan fiction on stream would be so funny. My immortal.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Do you think it would work better? Oh, creepypastas could also work if it's like short rapid fire ones.
Yeah,
Or just
like
one
just
big
like
long one,
mini
I
horror
suppose.
stories or some shit.
Yeah.
Like straight up horror stories.
Although then we'd be encroaching on the creepcast, and we would get immediately stomped out.
Jay said if we do creepypastas, he wants to read them. I feel like Jay would have a good creepypasta voice.
Aw. Yeah. You're gonna give it a shot.
I feel like that'd be. I think I'd do it early still, but that would be a fun thing for Halloween too.
Ooh.
I love Halloween.
There you go. There you go.
I love Halloween.
Again. I have so many things I want to do for Halloween. That shit can't come fast enough.
No, it can't.
It's my favorite. And you know what's the best part? I don't have to get a special outfit. I'm already Halloween colored.
You are. I can't wait for Halloween to come around and then I get to sit and be like, okay, what costumes can I make out of my custom models?
Oh, that's super cute. Well, anyways, I need to probably find a place to dump you guys before I fall over.
Yeah, I also need to find a place. I think I do know where I'm gonna send the children. The thralls. Alrighty, Kay.
Don't send them at me. I'm about to end the stream.
No. I was saying bye-bye.
Yo,
I was saying
though, I just run
bye-bye.
that shit. Oh god. OBS, please. Now would be a horrible time.
I'm Christmas. Oh, my colors? I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it? You don't?
I have Christmas colors and I'm not happy about it.
Why? Do you need someone to teach you the true meaning of Christmas, Casey?
I don't want it to be Christmas colors. I like the color green and I also like the color red, and red is heavily associated with demons. So it just so happens that these two things happened.
Hey, Kamani, can I get a ho ho ho?
No, absolutely not.
Are you telling me no?
Bye, Kay. Have a good night. No. It's crazy. Brother needs to go to bed. He's starting to rap. Kay needs to go lay down. I hope you have a good night, Kay.
I am having a great night. I hope you're having a good night too.
I would love to chat and figure out another time to do something like this and figure out what we're gonna do. And I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, whatever you said.
What did you not hear?
I'm paying attention to shit. Shut up.
I'm saying good night is what I'm saying.
You know what? Yeah, sure. Good night.
Okay, bye,
Yeah,
Kay.
no, I got yeah, no, for real. Good night. Good night.
Boss is gone for sure.
Love you. Yeah, good night. Good night. Relax. I was joking. I'm still here. Obviously, twitch.tv.com. This is all a joke. This is a performance for entertainment purposes. I was merely, haha, you fool. I was merely pretending to be dumb. I was merely pretending to be super high on stream. That would in fact be a violation of Twitch TOS, which I would never commit. Oh my god, fucking Abysmal is playing WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. This might be my favorite content creator of all time. God damn, let's fucking go. Alright, everyone. What day is it? Fucking god, I don't know what day it is. Alright, it is Tuesday, which means tomorrow we have off because it is Wednesday, which means Thursday it will be yet another collab. We are going to be doing Absalom with Scribbles at a special start time of 1 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. CST, 4 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. GMT. God damn. I nailed it. Even now. Even in my current imaginary acted state. I still nailed that shit. Isn't that impressive? All right, so I will see you all there on Thursday for the Absalom collab with Scribbles. Hopefully, I will see you there. But if I don't, then I will see you when I see you. And until next we meet, my fruits and nigglets, peace, love, we out.